Hello and welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It is week 4 already. If it's hard to believe, well, it's hard for me to believe as well. We got a great show ahead of us tonight before we get you to your featured game here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We're going to take a look at the top 5 plays from last week, rankings, coach interviews, games to watch, and much more. Stick around. We'll jump right into our top 5 plays from last week. Taking a look at our CISN top 5 games of last week, we will start out with a play from Dowling versus Ankeny. Dante Cataldo getting back on track. A 52-yard pass right down the seam to Curtis Horace. A touchdown for the Maroons to give them a 10-0 lead over Ankeny early. Good to see the Dowling passing game getting back up and going. Your fourth play on our top 5 list, Trenton Smith. We'll check off a short screenplay down to Elijah Porter, and Elijah Porter does the rest. He breaks 2 tackles and goes all the way to the end zone, 35 yards for the touchdown. Ankeny Centennial would go on to defeat Cedar Falls in a statement win, 42-13. Number 3 on our top 5 list. Let's go over to Southeast Polk. The first game in their new stadium, Connor Moberly gets a back of the end zone touchdown pass 4 yards out to Carson Robbins. A wonderful grab by Carson Robbins in the back. Take a look at the replay. Goes up, makes quite the catch, and comes down with it to give Southeast Polk an even bigger lead. We go to number 2 on our list. Ankeny trailing against Dowling, trying to get some points on the board, and they go to their playmaker. Luke Anderson goes up the seam to Devin Akers, who just simply never leaves the ground and comes down with it. An 80-yard touchdown pass for Luke Anderson. Devin Akers barely even tucked it and ran with it. He carried it with one hand the rest of the way. Gets Dowling within. They would fall, or Dowling would win 35-14 over Ankeny. Final play, our number 1 play of the week. Connor Moberly threw 5 touchdown passes. This was one of them to Sam Zelenovich. A beautiful pitch and catch, drops it right in the breadbasket of Sam. Take a look at this throw. Just back shoulder, wonderful grab. Southeast Polk would defeat Cedar Rapids Prairie 42-7. And those were your top 5 plays of the week. Those were some phenomenal plays of our past week on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Let's take a look now at our top 10 rankings brought to you by the Cedar Rapids Gazette. And no surprise, Southeast Polk is still the number 1 team in the state. They are 3-0. Dowling Catholic, another 3-0 team, sits in the number 2 spot. We'll keep an eye on these two because it looks like they could be undefeated when they get to play each other in Week 8. Bettendorf, another 3-0 team, not as tough as a schedule as Southeast Polk and Dowling Catholic, but the Bulldogs have come out firing to start the year. They sit in the number 3 spot. Ankeny Centennial back on track after that loss to Ankeny Week 1. They've won 2 straight against very good opponents, and a big win over Cedar Falls propels them to number 4. Johnston slips in at number 5, still trying to gain ground on what Johnston is this year, but Will Nuss at quarterback, they can always be a weapon of mass destruction. Northwest comes in at number 6. Waukee Northwest looks decent. They get a tough challenge this week against Dowling Catholic. They beat Roosevelt last week. Pleasant Valley at number 7. They have racked off 2 really good wins against Liberty and Kennedy. Prairie comes in at number 8 after their loss to Southeast Polk. Cedar Rapids Kennedy gets back on track with a huge win over Linmar. That is a prolific passing attack over there at Cedar Rapids Kennedy. They come in at number 9. And Waukee rounds out the top 10 at 2-1. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for your coach interviews and much more. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wins. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore.
Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now.
All the best brands and the best selection.
And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that.
Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to the CIML Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. We're on to our coach interview segment of tonight's pregame show. Paul Yeager had a chance to sit down with both Ankeny and Johnston's head coaches to talk about their big battle tonight.
Back here on the pregame show, Paul Yeager with head coach of the Ankeny Hawks, Jeff Bauer. Coach, brutal schedule, so does Johnston. What's that say about having to beat each other up every night?
Well, it's a testament to how good Central Iowa football is, obviously, with Centennial, Dowling, Southeast Polk, and then, Johnston and us. It's, there's the Waukee school, Waukee Northwest and Waukee, all good football teams. So it's, football is big here in Central Iowa. It's very good.
It gets you, I'm guessing, gets you ready to play every night. There's no shortage of focusing the guys.
Yeah. I mean, they get beat up a little bit, and it's, our battle's trying to, hey, we're all right. Yeah, after we've gotten it handed to us the last 2 weeks, but it'll show in the end when we start playing a little lesser of teams. Obviously from Polk to Dowling, it's all lesser. So
you've had to play 1 and 2. What have games against top teams taught your team?
That obviously we have things to work on, things we have to get better at, but also I think shows, hey, we can play with them and that we have a good football team in the making. We just have to clean up some things, both sides of the ball, and maybe put a whole game together.
A Central Iowa football coach has told me several times, there's no homecoming without a football game. Do you concur with that statement?
Yes, I do. Obviously, you have to have the football game. But there's a lot of things going on this week, obviously, that takes your attention from your players a little bit, and takes them out at night, for under the lights and powder puff football. But hopefully by Friday we're focused where it needs to be focused.
Johnston has the attention of many when it comes to wide receiver or tight end. I almost call him tight end high. The Moore kid who's now at Iowa State. Simpson, I know he's technically listed as a wide receiver, but he certainly looks like a Big Ten tight end.
Well, he's very talented. He can run, he can catch, runs good routes, has great hands. His catch radius is unbelievable. He's a dude, like my guys would say. So
he's a dude, returning quarterback as well. What Johnston brings in experience, how do you counter that?
Well, yeah, you just hope you can slow them down and that, we can score our share of points. They're going to score. They have not only, obviously Simpson, but they have the kid that moved in from Marshalltown, number 10, he's good. Number 1 is good. The quarterback is good. Number 2, the running back is very good. So we have our hands full, obviously. It's, it's not like they're too far below Dowling and Southeast Polk being ranked, 5th. So
it's a good squad. So again, I guess it goes back to the homecoming discussion. You do seem to have their attention in practice.
Yes, they've been. Yeah, we know. Obviously, this is a big game for us. There's a big difference between 1-3 and 2-2. So, 3 weeks in, I think we've gotten better at some aspects every week. We need to take a good jump this week and put it all together.
A knee injury is not necessarily a contact injury. Those are very fluke. Knowing that you've had to make some changes on the D line, where have those? Who are you looking to help fill? Brayden Carter was a guy you were really depending on. Who are you trying to plug in there? Who stepped up, and how do you address that situation?
So we moved Manning Allen, who's one of our fastest kids on the team, to nose tackle a couple weeks ago. With what we do a lot of looping and moving, and his quickness, he's a tough kid. His quickness presents some troubles. But then we've also, we brought a freshman up, Hunter Minner. He's getting better and better each week. Smart kid, tough kid. So, there's things that we're trying to do to fill in, try to piece it together.
Back end of the defense, linebackers, corners, how do you like their play right now?
There's been some good moments. I think we've maybe put them in situations that were tough on them. We've played some good offensive teams, obviously, some good quarterbacks, and we've had guys covered well, but the quarterbacks just put it right where they needed to, and consequently we gave up touchdowns or big plays. So we're working on it. I think you'll see improvement this week.
Lastly, on the offensive side of the ball, Akers is a guy that teams kind of put at the top of their scouting report. Having a guy like him for your team, how does he provide leadership for the other receivers and the rest of the offense?
Well, he's obviously a big asset. I mean, literally big at 6'6", and so when you're even if there's two guys on him, if you throw it well, he's open because no one else can get up that high. And he has unbelievable hands, a great catch radius, and I think it's the quarterback. It's a good feeling. At least if all breaks down, I can just throw it up to him. So.
It's a good option to have.
Yes.
All right, Jeff Bauer, head coach of the Ankeny Hawks. Our pregame show continues right after this. You're watching high school football on CISM.
Welcome into the pregame show. Paul Yeager with head Johnston coach Brian Woodley. Coach, I asked Coach Bauer earlier in the week about the schedule. You and I talked earlier about the schedule. It's tough. It's brutal. It's physical. It's challenging. But what has it told you about your team in these first three games?
Well, it is definitely challenging. We knew it once we got the schedule back in February, or actually in the spring. But, it's given us a chance to find a lot about ourselves because you don't have any weeks off. Right from the start, week one, when we played Northwest, you find out kind of where your weaknesses are at, and it allows you to get back to work after week one and try to fix those issues, knowing it's not going to get any easier down the road. And if you don't fix them, you're not going to do very well. So we've taken it upon each week that we find what we're not doing well, and we try to work on those things during the week to allow us to perform better on Friday night.
No one likes to see injuries. No one likes to see kids get hurt. However, it does allow you to get a look at some other kids you might not have. Who has stepped up in some of these injuries that you've had an extended look at?
Well, most of the injuries we've had over the first 3 weeks have come on the defensive side of the ball, specifically the defensive line. What it's allowed us is these juniors to get their feet wet under the lights on a Friday night. They weren't, as I always tell the kids on Monday nights, our JV games, if you don't perform very well on a Monday night, it's going to be pretty tough when the lights come on Friday night. So, yes, we've had some injuries, but I think for the long haul, you never want to see kids get hurt, but at the end of the day, it is the next man in, and some of these kids are getting an opportunity to show us what they can do, and maybe we can build some depth. We're going to get some kids back here in the next few weeks, which in turn should help us, and then it's going to give us more depth where we can rotate some more guys through if they're doing their job, which especially on the offensive defensive line helps you when you play the competition that we play.
your back end of your defense, I think you boast 2 3-year starters back there. Barku, Proctor, Shaw. I mean, Barku is new to starting, but Shaw and Proctor, you really got a nice secondary there. What does that group do for you when they, I'm going to answer for you. Set the tone?
Yeah, I mean, yes, T. Proctor, J.J. Shaw, they're 3-year starters. J.J. at corner. Proctor had started the last 2 years for us at corner. He's been moving around, playing some safety. The Barku dressed and played varsity last year, but not in a starting role. Had significant time on the field. What it does is help you if you don't get home. You don't have to blitz as much. We want to start by stopping the run game. But knowing that we have that experience in the back end allows us to do some other things in the front seven to help us be successful on defense.
All right, I really need you to hop on board the hype train here for a minute. Last year, I was really impressed with your tight end Moore. Kid goes to play the next level. I know your number 88 is not lined up as a tight end. His size is huge. His play is big. What's Simpson do for you? What's Jacob do?
Well, I mean, when I look at another kid like Jacob after losing Tyler, he's a 3-year starter. He's a veteran. Yes, he's played a lot on the outside, but we are moving him around to try to get him into, when you ask me what's he doing, he causes matchup problems. When you're athletic, you can run. He can, when he's on a corner, he can usually out jump or, just throw it up to him. You put him on a safety or a linebacker, he's much faster than a linebacker or a safety to try to get him the ball across the middle of the field. And to be honest with you, he's a pretty good blocker. I mean, he's 6'5", 230 pounds, and he does a good job when we ask him to block, and that which helps in the run game. So he means a lot to us offensively, but what he does is he draws matchup where other kids are going to have an opportunity to get open and make plays, and that kind of happened in the Valley game. It opened up the run game a little bit, and then a few other guys got some more touches as wide receivers that we're going to expect moving forward.
You can coach size to an extent where you can have them work in the weight room, but you can't coach speed. Where's your speed meter at this year?
In all my years here, we've had some good athletes. We've had some pretty good speed, but overall, on the defensive side of the ball, we've kind of went to more speed guys. We want guys fast that can run, hit, tackle. So I feel really good on that side of the ball. Everybody can run. Obviously, your interior guys are going to be a little bit bigger. They may not be as fleet of foot. Offensively, all of our skill guys, I'm excited that most of these guys run track. Being a football coach and I coach track, we get most of our kids to do that in the spring, which is carrying over to the fall. And that's kind of our selling point. Coming off a state track championship in the spring, we're kind of trying to carry that over into the fall and use that to our advantage out here in the football field.
And lastly, one of those guys that was pretty big on your baseball team that's also a state champion is your quarterback, Will Nuss. Will has had some time now at that quarterback position. What's he bring to your squad?
Well, obviously the quarterback position is it is the most important position on the field. He's a young man that has experienced success in baseball with two state championships. He's on his second year at varsity quarterback. His intangibles, his feel for the game, he's very competitive, he's athletic, and has a very strong arm. But most importantly, the kids rally around him. The kids respond, and when things are going, when he gets it clicking, it makes us pretty hard on offense to defend. We had a hiccup in Cedar Falls. Everybody was competing. Will was competing. Things didn't go his way. Stays the course, bounces back, and has a solid game against Valley. So we're hoping to keep that going tonight against Ankeny and moving forward the rest of the year.
What do you see as keys for tonight, Coach?
Well, 3 things that I talk about with our kids daily. Number 1, clean football. Number 2, fundamentals. Do what you're coached. And number 3, winning the situations that come up throughout a game. So your third downs, red zone, getting off the field on third down, special teams, all those things are pretty big when you talk about situational football. So handling adversity, and just playing the game with a level head. And if we can do that, I think really it will give us a good chance to win.
Sounds good. Brian Woodley, head coach at Johnston. Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, our pregame show continues right here. After this, you're watching high school football on CISN.
Once again, we want to thank every coach for sitting down and talking with us every week before their big games. We appreciate it greatly. We got more coming up after the break. We'll wrap everything up. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
New trucks are arriving daily during Schottenkirk Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Schottenkirk Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western. More jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore.
Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now.
All the best brands and the best selection.
And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that.
Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. Let's wrap up everything here before we get you to your game tonight. We'll start with our games to watch, which include our 3 games on CISN tonight. Ankeny takes on Johnston. Should be a good game. Ankeny trying to get back on track after the loss to Dowling Catholic. Dowling takes on Waukee Northwest. Can the Wolves have something to say? That should be a pretty good defensive battle. Waukee takes on Valley. Waukee, a high-flying offense, trying to get things back rolling. Valley looking for that first win of the season. Can that offense get rolling? That defense has caused trouble for a couple teams this season. Another good game, and a phenomenal game at that. Southeast Polk takes on Ankeny Centennial. The Jaguars coming off a statement win over Cedar Falls. Southeast Polk trying to keep that offensive train rolling. That should be a good one over at Southeast Polk Stadium. A couple other games to watch. Bettendorf trying to go to 4-0 over Linn-Mar. And Pleasant Valley takes on Cedar Rapids Prairie, 2 teams that are picking things up as the season goes on at 2-1 records. All games tonight are going to be absolutely phenomenal. Expect a lot of great football tonight on the CISN network, Central Iowa Sports Network. We expect great games all throughout. Temperatures look good. It's going to be a great night for Friday night football. We appreciate everyone for watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. I've been your host, Blake Walker. Enjoy the games tonight. We'll see you guys next week.
On a beautiful fall night for high school football, the rain, a little bit of drops here, it's cleared out. We are going to have ourselves a fantastic weather evening, and it's also homecoming. It's the 2-1 Johnston Dragons and the 1-2 Ankeny Hawks tonight on Homecoming 2023 here from Ankeny City Stadium in Ankeny, Iowa. Hello, everybody. This is another contest here on CISN. Glad to have you here. Tim Halber and I'm Paul Yeager. Tonight, Tim, we're looking at a team with Johnston High expectations for his squad last year. Went to the Dome, brought a lot of key players back. Who do you see as key for Johnston?
Well, one, they bring back their starting quarterback. Nuss comes in there. A well-known third baseman. For the team, good arm. They also have a big receiver in Jacob Simpson. He's bringing that 6'5" receiver. This is how you referred to it earlier. It's like tight end. They bring out these big receivers that come here. So they bring that offensive firepower that they have to contend with.
We'll see Simpson all over the field. Coach Brian Woodley tells us this week, hey, we put this guy wherever he can create mismatches, and teams, Valley last week put 2, sometimes 3 guys on one player. My math skills aren't so good, but that tells me somebody else is going to be open.
There's math in here in the press box. They try to move him around because being that size, they like to line him up against a cornerback if they can. We'll see him in the slot. We'll see him in the tight end. He's also a good blocker downfield, so he is the key to that offense.
Johnston's had a tough schedule. Waukee Northwest, Cedar Falls last week, Valley. The Ankeny Hawks, they've played number 1 and number 2. Johnston and Dowling have lost both of those contests. The only one they won in double overtime was on this field in week 1 against Centennial. What's it going to take tonight for Ankeny to win?
Find that consistency. They're still looking at the quarterback. Anderson's done a really good job trying to get that running game established. They're going to be a run first. If they get that, that's going to open up the passing game, makes it a little bit easier. They got Akers and Ermeyer out there to catch the ball.
Acres of opportunities with a guy who's well over 6 foot. Devin Akers is a guy who can just throw it up. He'll go get the football. Last week against Dowling, huge play. Kind of got him back into this contest, but they're going to need more than Akers. But what does Devin bring to this Ankeny team?
He brings a lot of experience. He's a hard matchup. If you're a quarterback, if you just throw up there in the air, he's 6'6". He's going to get only 13 catches on the year, but he's got 4 touchdown receptions already. We saw him in that big 2-point conversion he had in the first game of the season. So he's the catalyst to get the job going, or he gets like the big 30-yard game. He's the big play guy.
Ankeny scores 24.6 points a contest. There's a tiny little problem. They're giving up 43.6. Defense has to be big tonight. Who is leading that charge?
Look at the defensive line. They lost their nose tackle here early in the season. They get some new guys. The coach talked about moving some new guys in there to get some depth in there. This time of season, the injuries start racking up a little bit, so looking at rotating the defensive line because they run that 3-3-5 defense that they like to run with the rover in there.
There's a look at the Johnston fans that have made their way over. The Ankeny band has played. Tim and I are getting set. So is Austin Oliver, who's down on the sideline. Let's bring in Austin for his first report of the night, where he had to resort to a sweatshirt because of a little light rain. Austin, what's going on?
Well, you got to do what you got to do down here. So it's spitting a little bit down here. It's definitely cool, but I tell you what, it's got to be good football weather. I think the guys usually end up playing when it's got a little bit of wetness out there, as long as they can hold on to that ball. Looking forward to the Akers-Simpson matchup tonight. It should be a good one.
Lee? Currently, we are looking at a temperature right around 70 degrees. We're going to cool off just a tiny little bit. Very little to no wind. The rain has moved out of here. Tim, the Ankeny Hawks are on the field. We've had our opening toss. I've kind of asked you some of those keys to the game. What else do you see?
The defense, this is the first year of this 3-3-5 defense that Ankeny's put in. Still finding their way coming through. We'll see how they adjust, throughout the season. That's getting better. We're looking at the coverage. How do they handle the big play receiver once again this week?
Big play receivers have been kind of a detriment. You look back to the Southeast Polk game. San Zelenovich kind of emerged. It was the Hawks were focused on just anybody. Moberly picked him apart. Is Will Nuss on the same page discussion as a Moberly from Southeast Polk?
I think Moberly's been the best quarterback I've seen in all the years that we've done this. He was sharp that night. He was dialed in, stepping into his throws. We'll see if the Ankeny Hawk defense was to bring in blitz packages, see the way control, maybe knock Nuss off his game so he doesn't get a rhythm there in the passing position.
Both of these teams right about 21 to 24 points a contest. Johnston beat Waukee Northwest in the opener 23-17, lost to Cedar Falls, a lot of turnovers in that contest, and then righted the ship against Valley, who's 0-3. Talked to a couple of the coaches for Johnston ahead of time, just shaking their head, saying, can't believe they're 0-3. They're not going to be that way very long tonight. The Valley Tigers tonight at Waukee, another game you can see on CISN. This is homecoming night, Tim. Distractions can happen all over the place. How do you keep a team focused?
It's up to the team. I look at the senior leadership. They dictate to the team, how focused they want to be. Sometimes, homecoming does lead to distraction, or else it refocuses the team. Look at the stands here. This whole side of our stadium is full of Ankeny Hawk fans. There's a lot of energy out there. Sometimes they can energize the team to perform quite well.
Kinnick Voss and Caden Hinkus back deep for the Hawks, but that ball is going to be Voss is going to let it go, pick it up at the 14, and then duck out of bounds. He's sent out there right now by Tanner Downs, and it'll be first down and 10 for Ankeny at the 21-yard line. Here's a look at the Johnston defense up front. It's Micah Cook, Nathan Lucas, Cohen Mack, and Robert Bawley. Linebackers, Colin Hodap, Jacob Helgeson, and Jacob Yanni. The secondary, which Coach Woodley is extremely high on that you heard in the pregame, J.J. Shaw, Trey Proctor, D'Angelo Barku, and Tanner Downs. They go to work against this Ankeny Hawk offense. From the gun, it's Luke Anderson. First down, he's going to throw. He's looking downfield. He has Akers, who turns around last minute. Good defense there on the ball. J.J. Shaw, one of the guys breaking up that play. First play going to Akers. Surprised?
Not at all. I think they just kind of air it out a little bit, see what they have. Slightly underthrown there, and Shaw plays good defense. He's the 3-year starter there on that defense. Plays that position quite well. One of the major leaders on this defense.
Hawks don't really preach about staying ahead of the chains because they feel that they can do pretty much anything when needed. Right now, they get a handoff to Caden Hinkus near the 24, tackle by Robert Bawley.
Hinkus is that do-everything back, really the quicker of the two running backs between him and Larmy.
It'll be now third down and 7 from the 24. Anderson calls quick, looks over to the side. Am I at an Iowa State game? Ankeny has resorted now to the black tarps to shield the play call from the sideline. First time I've seen that this year. Anderson to throw the football on third down. He has, and it is caught. It is caught by Devin Akers right at the break. I was pausing for a minute there, Tim. Have you noticed anything different about Akers, the way he's going for the football?
He's trying more he doesn't have the arm extension. What if he has maybe his shoulder's a little tight there, but using his hands a lot more, looking into his body.
Tanner Downs makes the stop, but enough for a first down. Hawks go back underneath right away, trying to run that football, kind of that Brian Ferentz, Kirk Ferentz, run the ball after a big play. Hinkus gets a couple near about the 32-yard line.
Lucas, the
Colin Hodap there for the tackle.
The nose guard in on the play.
Anderson on second down, fumbled snap, just falls on it. Just falls on it right there, nothing more. Bawley clears it up just to make sure. And it'll be third and a long way to go.
Look for them to probably get the ball. Their playmakers are Akers and also Hinkus. Hinkus is also as good a receiver as he is a running back. We see him coming out wide on the left side of the formation.
With Hinkus and Akers to the near side, two receivers to the top of the formation. Larmy is next to Anderson. Empty backfield throw, caught almost by Akers, but a great breakup by Jacob Helgeson, the middle linebacker, waiting for Akers. It would have been short of the first down.
A little late there. Helgeson got a really good jump on the ball, got his hand in there just enough to knock it away. Akers did get his hands on it for a moment, but just it tipped it enough to knock it away, creating a fourth down.
Akers now the punter tonight due to just a little change in things. So Akers back at his 11, low liner, bounces at midfield, and it's going to take an Ankeny Hawk roll. It gets past Tay Proctor all the way down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line, where the Hawks will take over. They'll send their defense out, and Johnston will take over at the 10:02 mark. No score here from Ankeny Stadium. It is homecoming, Tim Halber. Catch your breath.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody back, right?
Yes, I always love homecoming games, the crowd, the pageantry that goes with it. So fun to be here for a great homecoming night in perfect weather. For the fans and the players. It's a little cool out there, a little enough rain, cloud cover today, so it's a great surface to play on tonight.
You said everybody loves homecoming. Have you talked to football coaches about this?
Except the coaches.
Except the coaches. Will Nuss goes to work out of the gun. He sends his one receiver, Mitch Nag, out. Two receivers to the left and right, and now coming up is Martin to block before the snap, a whistle. And initial call is going to be a false start against Johnston.
Are coaches ever not nervous about something?
Not nervous? Anything? Yeah, they're always nervous. They're always... And if you're not, what are you doing, right?
Right.
Our crew tonight. Referee is Jeff Junker. On 1st and 15, Nuss to throw deep down the field. Not sure where he was going with that one, as no way was Dalen Houston going to get that one. Well overthrown, incomplete.
Looks like Houston cut the route off a little bit sooner than what Nuss was planning. Thought he might go out and up. He took a look in towards the hash marks. Good pocket protection by the Johnston offensive line.
2nd and 15 from the 18-yard line. Nuss looks near side, complete to Simpson at the 15. Shakes and bakes and goes down not much further than the 18-yard line. Coming up is one of the guys on the homecoming court, Dylan Doherty. It'll be a long 3rd down already for Johnston.
Leo Aguirre had a good rush on there, did a loop around through the inside, came up the middle, put a lot of pressure on there. Nuss got rid of it a little bit sooner than he wanted to, but look at the stunt play that they're doing there at the Ankeny defensive line, trying to get some more pressure on the quarterback, not letting Nuss get his feet set in that backfield.
Also seen Jeremiah Peters in on that defensive line next to Hazy. Here comes the 3-person rush. It is nearly picked off. Right there at the moment was Jacob Moorfeld. How many times have we said his name in on plays?
Yeah, he's kind of all over there. They run that 5 defensive back formation there, that 3-3-5, kind of letting Dylan Doherty get out there. But, yeah, Jacob Moorfield had his hands on it for a moment. That would have been a big turnover there early in the game.
2 plays on that series, Tim, where it looked like someone was not on the same page as someone else. To kick it away, Will Safris. He gets it up. Beautiful high kick. It's going to bounce and take a great Johnston roll, but now it's going to sidestep and stop moving forward and just roll inside the 34-yard line. Let's go down to the sideline. Austin Oliver, you've had a chance to see both sets of offenses work. What have you seen so far, Austin?
Well, I think on both those first plays for both squads there, they tried to go long and tried to open up the defense a little bit. Missed on both of them, but they both had the same ideas right away on the very first play of the game. So it'll be interesting to see how they make some adjustments and get these first downs rolling for both teams.
Austin Oliver tonight on the sideline. 9 minutes, 1 second to play. First quarter, no score. Both offenses have had a chance. So have both defenses, and both defenses have come to play. Connor Kaiser moves in formation. They go with Larmy to the right side, and he gets nowhere. Maybe a half a yard to a full yard. Couple of plays there. Look like Cohen Mack was in the area with his 7.5 tackles.
Trying to find a way to get more blocking up there to free Henkus. Seeing guys playing 2 ways a lot more.
Let's see if they counter or they're going to go back to the same play, different direction, and pretty much same result. No way for Larmy. Saw them run this in practice. That's actually Henkus on the carry. Saw him trying to run this play a couple of times this week at practice as they try to continue to evolve the run game to complement what passing and take some pressure off guys like Akers.
Looking at Aguirre and Kaiser there for blocking, but namely defensive starters.
Anderson alone in the backfield. 2 receivers left and right. Quarterback draw. Anderson keeps it, makes a move at the 40. Penalty flag comes out. Anderson jives his way across midfield and is drilled down at the 47-yard line by Colin Hodap, but hold the phone. Pretty sure we're going back on a hold here.
Yeah, the flag is down there on the line of scrimmage. Usually that means there's a hold there by the offensive line. Looks like he hooked a rusher, might have been hooked to Lucas there to free Anderson, so...
And you can see Ankeny moving backwards. Other games tonight of interest. Centennials at Southeast Polk, Iowa City West at City High, Cedar Rapids Jeff at Des Moines East. That's the team Cedar Rapids Jefferson goes over for so long, Tim, and now they are 3-0 at East. Could be 4-0 after tonight. I'm not sure the last time Cedar Rapids Jefferson has been 4-0.
It's been a while.
Des Moines East on our slate next week to play here against Centennial. 3rd and 18 from the 26. 7:41 to play first quarter, no score. Anderson calls for it, gives it to Larmy, escapes one tackler, but he is not going to get past the second. Their first was Austin Gray. Cleaning up any mess was Jacob Helgeson. I am super impressed with Helgeson. His father used to be the defensive coordinator at Centennial. His dad now back on coaching staff here at Johnston. Wanted to see his kids play. Getting to see Jacob just evolve as a player.
Yeah, good defensive stunt call there. Read the run. You think they go in the pass play there, but read the run quite well.
4th and 19. Akers gets it away. Much better kick this time. It goes over the head of the return man, Shaw, and again takes an Ankeny bounce, and it'll be down inside the 30-yard line. So Akers punting so far for Ryan Harrington. Harrington was kicking earlier this week in practice. I did not get a chance to see if he was kicking field goals in the warm-up period, but last week Akers was the punter at Dowling.
During the week, listen to the coaches talk. Both talked about establishing the run in these first couple series. They're throwing the ball downfield. So see if now Johnston with their second series, if they go back trying to establish their running game that they had in the past with Nuss and Martin.
Nuss gets his running back the football. It's going to be bounced out by Martin, who is then quickly dropped at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Doherty was there first. And getting confirmation, yes, that's who you saw.
Doherty playing that free safety. He's that third safety in the formation. He's kind of the wildcat. They call it the Hawk defense. He can line up anywhere. He could blitz. He could play in coverage. So once again, he's keying on the running back. He's got certain keys that he has on every formation to pick up a receiver.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8. Nuss, empty backfield. First option not there, sets his feet, throws, caught, Simpson far sideline, inbounds at the 45-yard line, pickup of 13, and enough for a Johnston first down.
Nice throw by Nuss, moving the ball on the run, getting a nice release, nice throw out there to Simpson on the sideline. That's something he's dangerous. He's got good footwork. Being a third baseman, he's got a good quick release. So see if he continues to do that throughout the night.
Ball at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10, 6:15. Johnston's best offensive series yet. They go with Martin. Runs the sweep, gets close to midfield. Doherty there for the tackle. Martin into the game. 45 carries, 108 yards, and 1 touchdown. Receiver as well. There's been a couple of injuries in this back area. Austin Gray is one that has played both sides of the ball, mostly defense. So Martin getting the call, the senior, 5'10", 195 pounds. Gain of 4 on first down. Martin again up the middle, and he is going to bowl his way forward into Ankeny territory for the first time tonight. Last one off the pile is Kaiser and Andrew Haase.
Also saw Z in there, making that, keying on him, not getting him into a third down situation. So see what 3rd and manageable, what Johnston does here against this defense. He's played him pretty solid to this point.
3rd and 4, Ankeny student section making noise on the near side. Martin comes up to Nuss to throw the football, and it's caught, and a first down, Dalen Houston. They needed 4, picked up almost 10. Connor Kaiser, the tackle.
Z out there when he zipped right by him. He thought turned around. He thought he might have got his hands on it, but good quick release by Nuss. Fired it out there. He throws it on a dime. Quick dropbacks like that does negate a good rush, because throughout the game so far, Ankeny has had a good rush from those 3 down linemen. So one way to combat that is to do quick releases to the sideline.
And if you're Johnston, anytime a guy not named Simpson catches the ball, that only makes his bigger plays big. They go down the near sideline. Man is there, but it's just overthrown off the fingertips, intended for Tino Day. Incomplete. 2nd down.
Yeah, you got some speed there. One thing Coach talked about, that many of his skill players that play here in offense also run track. And I think you see the benefit of that a lot of these guys know. Not only are they fast running downfield, but they got the body coverage, the technique and how to run quicker, keeping your body contained like that. So it does have huge advantages to the receiving core that they can get downfield.
Martin, the solo setback, now comes up next to Nuss and gets the handoff on the RPO. Nice move. Cuts his way through the linebacking core, and then he's ripped down to the ground. Samuel Sandvig makes the stop. That's actually Barku with the carry.
Yeah, smaller running back there, 5'9", 170, kind of darted through. They thought they had him. He ducked, lowered his shoulder, took off, picked up most of those yards on his own.
Barku, what an electric player. Anytime you can get him some snaps in key spots, enough for a first down, pick up a 14. 1st and 10 from the 23. They go Barku again, darts in, waits his time, and nothing there. Stop back at the 25-yard line. Doherty there. And also Samuel Z, who good to see play. Last week we watched on the Dowling Ankeny feed, Tim, and we were seeing a head wrap on Samuel. Had a cut to his forehead, and he had some practice this week, but they can't figure out how it happened. There wasn't a helmet. It was just kind of like two helmets hit, but nothing scratched it. It just popped open. Looked worse than it was. Good to see Samuel back up it in the lineup. Loss of 1 on the play. Nuss to throw. Here comes Kaiser on pursuit. Nuss gets it out of bounds, incomplete. He's outside the tackles. Throws it at the chain gang on the far sideline. It'll bring up 3rd and 11.
And Kaiser going out there. He's faster than most defensive linemen, so I think Nuss found that out as he rolled out. He goes, but this guy's got some speed. I better to get rid of the football because didn't allow him to turn and square his shoulders back to the line of scrimmage to get something downfield. All he had to do, his only option was to throw it out. Big play there because it created no gain. So it was a 2nd and 11, brings up a 3rd and 11. So this is a big play here because they're just on the edge of field goal range if they can stop him here.
3rd and 11 from the 24. Martin back in for blocking. Nuss is going to tuck it and chuck it and get it complete at the 20 to Martin. Martin is stopped well of the first down marker. Penalty flag down. Samuel Sandvig and also Devin Akers out there in nickel coverage to make a tackle.
Another change out there. Look, that once the flag's down there, that line of scrimmage area, so looked like holding because Nuss was flushed out of the pocket.
Jeff Junker looks at Jeff Bauer to say, what do you want to do here?
They make it a 3rd and 21 if they take the penalty.
They might decline it. Now you're going to give them 3rd down again. Because if you go with the decline, right, you were talking about on the edge of field goal range, that'd be about a 44-yard field goal. But now you give a high-octane offense another chance, albeit 3rd and 21.
Look for something deep. They're also looking at can they pick up a pass interference. So when you have a receiver who's 6'5", you can put up the air because, trust me, Simpson's going to get to the high point of that catch. So see if they're going to dial up a blitz there to flush Nuss out of the pocket.
Simpson on the near side. Right at the line across from him is Devin Akers. They throw the other side, and it's going to be caught, but well short. The man who makes the catch is Mitch Negg. Nolan Dalton, the tackle for Ankeny. 4th down. And let's see what Johnston's going to do.
Great tackle by Dalton. Got out there. Even though he completed it quickly out there, he got on it, not letting the receiver get any extension, get the ball downfield, so it's a great open field tackle.
Will Safris is lined up for what would be
46?
47? Yeah, 47-yard field goal. The kick is up. It looks good, and it misses, though. Had the distance.
Wide right.
It came in at a side angle, and I couldn't quite see. Wide right? Okay. Yep. So the Hawks will get the ball as they hold on that offensive possession. We keep our no score. quick stats so far, Johnston, 53 total yards of offense, passing 32, rushing 21. Tim, you have 2 sample sizes for each offense. What have you seen?
I see that Johnston is going to look at different running backs, but they're looking at that passing game is going to set some things up. They like going wide, quick outs. They're seeing some coverage. The coverage has been very tight. Good rush on the quarterback, but they're going to make some hay if they can get the ball to the outside, playing in the hashes, maybe some look-ins like that. So but the defense did a good job stopping him to a field goal attempt.
Bunch receivers to the right. The give is to Larmy. He looks for an opening and gets through it. To the 25, up to the 30. Ball attempt to be ripped down. That's going to be enough for a first down. Yeah. Larmy is brought down by Hodap and Proctor for Johnston. That's one of Larmy's best runs, Tim, we've seen in a while.
It is. He's one of those north-south runners that plants his foot and goes.
Play action. Anderson rolls out. He's got Randolph. He throws back to Akers, caught at the sticks, and then spun down quickly. But it'll be enough for a first down if the official on the near side is right. And I think there was Barku and Shaw.
Yeah, he put his left foot down, so that's a first down if he'd plant it the other way. But nice job there, dragging Akers across the route, nearing the quarterback's rollout. That's going to be open.
3 receivers to the right, caught by Hankus in the quick formation. He's going to get drilled down rather quickly. I think Jacob Helgeson was out there on coverage, and maybe J.J. Shaw.
Covered really well there on the outside. Offense, that's what Bauer talked about, getting Hankus and Larmy in the backfield at the same time, using their talents.
Sommerfeld comes in motion, gets to the formation. It's a toss sweep to Hankus, coming through on a slant. Helgeson makes a great contact behind the line of scrimmage, but not before. About a 3-yard gain for Ankeny.
Big dive play there, but he blew up the running play. There was a blocking lane out there. I think we're going to be saying Helgeson's name quite a bit tonight as he influenced that play there for only a few-yard gain.
Tim, how many years have we done games here? Have we ever seen a rainbow on that far side? So we have right now very red, rosy skies right now as the lights take full effect. Anderson here on 3rd and 6. Throws off his back foot, and it's dropped. And that would have been no gain. It would have been a quick knockdown by Mason Randolph was the intended receiver. J.J. Shaw again on coverage for Johnston.
Well, we had rainbows, we've had a blue moon, we had a little bit of everything here, so we got the huge advantage here looking out to there. So, yeah, beautiful night.
Sideways rain. Austin Oliver doesn't like to hear about that. As 4th down punting situation for the Hawks, who've only been able to squeeze out 36 yards of offense so far. On 4th and 6, Akers takes a step forward, puts it end over end. It's going to be taken at the 15. Now quickly up is Tay Proctor, and Proctor is going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Let's go bring in Austin Oliver again. Austin, we've watched both of these offenses now. You've seen the defenses. What are you getting a sense from the sidelines down there?
Well, didn't expect the Akers versus Simpson showdown here on the cornerback. Akers playing some cornerback here. Looks like he's going to be out for the start of this. Both of the teams are kind of running a little bit of a hurry up. I was kind of interested to see Ankeny running that hurry up last time. They've done the hurry up to the line and then get the play from the sidelines. But that drive, they had the plays come in and we're moving much more quickly. And I think Johnson did exactly kind of the same thing. So I think they're both trying to hurry the tempo up a little bit here.
We all love tempo. Tempo. Coaches talk about tempo all the time. 2 receivers to the right. Split out for Nuss. He's going to throw. It's caught. No, tipped and intercepted. Kinnick Voss goes off a rare non-grab by Jacob Simpson. Turns in to the game's first turnover. Officials are going to talk about it, though.
Simpson was saying, no, it hit the ground. The Ankeny sideline yelled that he picked it up, just like a shortstop would on a low hopper in the hole there, picked it up.
Ineligible man downfield for Johnson as well, so it wouldn't have been a penalty that flipped possession. Yeah. So the conversation wasn't about whether he caught it. It was about whether they wanted to accept the penalty. Yeah. Big first play of the game for either squad is a turnover for Ankeny at 18 seconds left to go first quarter. No score between Johnston and Ankeny.
see if they're going to go back and bring that running game back in. We got Hankus coming in as the sole running back in this formation. See if they want to get him going again. Maybe he's punts up the outside.
Larmy split out to the right side. They fake to Hankus. They're looking deep. They've got Akers on his man. He leans back, makes the grab, into coverage. What a play! Devin Akers. Trey Proctor couldn't stop him.
Can you say Odell Beckman came back, leaned back, stuck a hand up there, picked it out of the sky and fell on his back. What a great catch by Akers out there down the middle of the field.
Okay, Akers is making next-level plays right there. He was leaning back into the Johnston defender to create a little bit of space. They're not going to call that. But from the backside official who threw the flag, it looked like he was being pulled back. Hankus up the middle. Bali grabs him first. Ankeny's having a hard time, Tim, getting past that initial rush of Johnston.
This is a really good defensive line. This forefront, the coach talked how athletic that they are, that they do get a rush in there. They're very hard to move out of those gaps.
We played one quarter, no score between Johnston and Ankeny. Quarter 2 when we return. This is high school football on CISM.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Ankeny Hawks in business after a 28-yard pickup from Anderson to Devin Akers. And I'm still, Tim, I'm stunned. We were talking in the timeout. Okay, I was talking in the timeout about Akers' catch. That's still, I think, the second best catch he's made all year after the one-arm grab against Centennial.
Yes, he's a talent, but that's 6'6" talent, but he is like lobbing it into your center in a basketball formation. He went up there, grabbed it one hand, and came down, landed on his back, and then held on to it. That's the other part of it. He completed the catch to the ground.
Complete the action. Gain of 3 after the first down catch makes it second and goal from the 7. Ball at the 7 as we start quarter number 2. And we actually have to wait for a red hat in this contest. Can you believe it? It's not us.
Waiting for the other booth across the way.
Anderson. Before the snap, we have a whistle. Larmy is there. So if they're stopping it, it's going to be back on Ankeny. So the Hawks will go backwards. Had a chance, Keith Murphy, Justin Cernsey, Andy Fales from Channel 13 here before the game. And Cernsey, former UNI Panther, had a cup of coffee in the NFL, went to the camp with the Seahawks, I think even the Vikings. And after the penalty, Anderson fakes it to Larmy. Rolls out, throws, he's got a man, and then he is absolutely leveled. Holy cow, J.J. Shaw, wow, big-time play.
Another big play by the junior. 3-year starter, he's only a junior, or senior. Oh, he is a senior out there playing well, but he had that read quite well, that trying to roll out to pick up something, but really got it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Erlmeyer just absolutely lit up on that play. 3rd and goal from the 6. Hard snap count, almost the same play. Anderson rolls out, looks for a guy in the end zone, throws towards the end zone, and it's intercepted. It's off it's off Devin Akers, who was on the ground, tipped it up into the air, and then it's intercepted by Colin Hodap for Johnston.
Sometimes you look at your receiver too much. He threw it at Akers. Too many people that he threw it into double coverage. So when the ball bounces up like that, it's a free ball there, so it ended up being the interception. So back-to-back turnovers that we have here.
So Akers is arguing, he was hit before he had a chance to catch the ball. That would be his first argument, I would guess.
Because the corner on the side came in, they surrounded the ball, picked up a ball, popped up in the air, back there on the 10-yard line.
After the return, back to the 10, Johnston, 90 yards to go. Nuss flushed. He'll get out of bounds before Samuel Sandvig. No, that's actually Kaiser who sent him out of bounds.
Wernow was in there on the rush there, causing Nuss to flush him out of the pocket. So we're going to see the three-man rush there. Then looking at selective blitz packages, so different players are having assignments on the quarterback.
2nd and 8. The give is to Martin. Sweeps to the right. Dives forward, very close to the sticks. I think Nolan Dalton was in there at the end, but I'm not sure if it wasn't Hazy. Oh, Manning Allen in that area had him first. That defensive line, Tim, has kind of been since Bragan Carter went out in that opening game, it has been an open audition for somebody to step up and make a play.
See those linebackers tend to creep up there, closer to the line of scrimmage.
Freshman Hunter Minner is in there as well. The pass is thrown, and it is complete. Enough for the first down up to the 25-yard line. Making the grab for Johnston is Dalen Houston. Kinnick Voss makes the tackle for Ankeny.
Doherty coming at the field for a breather. That look-in has been there for most of the night, so see if that until Ankeny show they can stop it or cover that, that's going to be their all night for Nuss.
Handoff up the middle, and that's been good for at least 2 or 3 yards on every play for Johnston tonight. Kaiser makes the stop on the carry by Menson Martin.
We see Kaiser coming up there, going into that sometimes he goes in the A gap or he lines up there outside the nose, just inside the tackle. He might go into the B gap. Given the appearance of a four-man front trying to find a rush, throw their blocking scheme off of this Johnston offensive line.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8. In motion comes Neg. The run option goes to Martin, and not much of space for him to run. Akers comes in here on nickel coverage and making it the freshman, Hunter Minner. Minner like dinner is how you remember that one.
Also good play there by Samuel Z on the outside. Setting the edge as the linebacker causes that in to the running back has to run into the flow of the defense, so it kept it to a no game. So big 3rd and 7 for this defense.
Kingston Upabi also in now for Ankeny, who put 3 in down positions. Nuss with time. Now Upabi gives chase. Nice throw. Intercepted by the Hawks. Down the far sideline. Running is Samuel Sandvig. Still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. Another turnover for the Ankeny Hawks inside the 10 by Samuel Sandvig.
Big rush there by Kingston Upabi. Put the rush on there, caused Nuss to throw it, but didn't see the coverage out there. Nice pick there by Sandvig, taking up the sideline, taking it down to the 7-yard line. Back where they started here a little bit ago. They're on the 7 there, 7 and goal. So once again, good heads-up play. They read that to the outside very well.
30-yard return for Sandvig. We're going to have a hard time explaining this game to people in postgame tonight when we are asked about it. 2 turnovers for Johnston, 1 for Ankeny. Hawks have the ball, 1st and goal from the 6. The give is to Hankus, who slides, cuts, and drives his way towards the goal line, but he's going to be down at the 1.
He stopped the scrum there at the 1-yard line. Nice 6-yard pickup there off the left side. Good blocking up there. Dorfler, Spence. Good reach block by A.J. Heck, the senior center.
Hodap and Barku make the tackle. Under center goes Anderson. 1st and goal, or 2nd and goal from the 1. gets a push, gets up, gets over, gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Ankeny.
A little reminiscent of last night, the Philadelphia Eagles. They run that quarterback with the tight end up there and kind of blocks his quarterback in the back and pushes that pile forwards for the first touchdown of the night here for the Ankeny Hawks.
The senior Carson Sommerfeld just grabs Luke Anderson by both sides of the body and just says, "You are going into the end zone."
He's just assisting him. Just grab some jersey and go for the ride.
On to attempt the extra point is Ryan Harrington. That kick is up, and it is no good. 6-0 our score. The extra point fails. 8:11 to play in the first quarter. Ankeny 6, Johnston nothing here on CISM.
Did he pull that? Was it to?
Face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the car guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today.
Extra point is no good. It pushed to the right. Both of the field goals that have been missed tonight, one field goal, one extra point, have gone wide. So the Ankeny Hawks, off of the turnover, convert. This time they're able to cash in, and they lead 6-0, 8:11 to play here in this contest. Other games tonight going on. Southeast Polk leads Centennial 10-0. Waukee Northwest and Dowling tied at 7. The Warriors of Waukee lead Valley 7-0. City High has a field goal on West in the battle for the boot. Here it's kicked into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback for Ankeny, and that's where Johnston will have it. Let's go down to Austin Oliver down on our sideline tonight, who is absolutely giving us perfect perspective on everything. Right, Austin?
I try to do what I can here. On that Akers catch, the one-handed catch, he was bracketed as he came out. So Johnston's very aware with their coverage, making sure that they've got a couple people on him. It was just an extraordinary effort on him and just pulling that one in. Very Odell Beckham reminiscent. The interception, obviously Johnston's with their passing game have had to go horizontal, and Ankeny had just seen enough of it that they're going to be able to start jumping those routes if they don't start going downfield again. So I'd look for them to probably start to get a little bit more vertical to get those cornerbacks a little bit on their heels so they aren't pushing up on the receivers.
First time either team's been able to score, and it comes at 8-11. Right away, the Dragons go back to the ground. They go Barku. 4-on-4 right there, as coming up is Dylan Doherty, the captain. 5'11 senior, 185 pounds, slants in on that play to make a stop after a 2-yard gain.
Aguirre and Upabi in there, but hard to grab him. Barku is not being short. They stick an arm out there. He rips through the arm tackle, so he's a very difficult running back. Once again, they had arm out in the backfield, but he fought to gain 2 yards there on his own.
2nd and 8. Barku now comes up to the left side of Nuss. He'll get the run, sweep it to the right side. Now Angelo and Connor Kaiser come up for the stop. It's going to be just about a yard or two to go for a first down. 1 yard. Pick up a 7.
Got some size there on that offensive line for Johnston. 295, 285, 265. Just did a reach block there to the right, just creating a lane there that the running back pick where the hole may be. You may see the same formation here again.
Couple of 3 returning starters on this Johnston team that was at the Unidome last year. Kingston Upabi makes first contact with Barku, but not before gaining a first down and cleaning up Angela Wernow.
Even when Barku gets hit, he's going forward and still picks up a yard. So even though Upabi was in there on the tackle, he's still able to give enough for the first down.
Ball at the 32-yard line. 2 receivers to the left and right for Johnston. Barku is in the backfield. D'Angelo, a junior, they love his upside. They give it to Barku. Gets around that big left tackle, now to the right tackle, now darts it out to the 40. Doherty makes the grab, but not before Barku picks up enough yardage to get to the 41-yard line, a pickup of almost 9 on first down.
Barku has really given them a spark in their offense here. They haven't had much rushing. They only had, prior to this, about 40 yards rushing for Johnston. So he has been the impetus here, getting them in more motion, a little quicker hitting the hole. They don't have to keep their blocks as long. So see if that continues. If someone wants to shadow him, if maybe one of the safeties starts keying on Barku to limit his rushing yards.
Barku remains in the game. He's the sole setback on 2nd and 1 from the 41. He'll get the call, and he'll get very, very close to the first down, and they will give it to him as they stop the clock for a moment to reset the chains. Is Johnston trying to lull Ankeny to sleep right now with the running?
I think the running game will set the pass. It's going to bring the safeties up. There's going to bring the linebackers in because the offensive line is getting a good push against that 3-man front. So you bring linebackers in, 2 linebackers in, starts opening up those seams again, and see if they want to do a quick hitch out there on the outside. So they're looking for that one-on-one, and Akers is here lined up against Simpson. Looks like 2 basketball centers lining up against each other.
Hunter Minner makes the tackle. They go back with Martin. Sweeps to the right side. We're now Hazy. Hazy just went along for a ride. He left his feet and just got pulled by Martin on that play. Wow.
Big kick out block by Colton McClish, the offensive lineman, the sophomore offensive lineman, 6'3", 295. Got a kick out block right in the lane there for Martin to cut up, pick up, 6-7 yards.
Gain of 7. Approaching 5 minutes to go before half. Samuel Z and Angela Wernow on the stand-up positions on the defensive line. And they sweep it to the far sideline. Wernow comes up, but he had help right there. I think that Samuel Sandvig offering support, and it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, Warren out there as well. That's good for no gain. Until the Ankeny defense can show they can stop that running game, they're going to go with it. It seems they've had more success there trying to hit the quick passes. So they're getting up here at the 49-yard line. See what they dial up on a 3rd and 3.
We're going to have a timeout on the field. We have had a fast-moving first half. 4:24 to go. We'll step aside. Ankeny 6, Johnston nothing. This is high school football on CISM.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
Out of the timeout, Ankeny will be on defense, trying to prevent Johnston from extending this drive and get their offense back on the field. They lead 6-0, but Johnston, Tim Halber, has they've really had a very wide variety of plays tonight. A lot of run-pass option to run, but in this passing situation, we could see just about anything here. 2 receivers to the left and right. Nuss to throw. Far sideline. Has it. Caught. First down.
A little behind his receiver, but you had Akers on the coverage there against Simpson. But he did a quick little look in, reached back, caught the ball for the first down.
All the way up to the 45-yard line. Now 106 yards of offense for the Dragons, who trail 6-0. But they're marching. Before the snap, Timeout. We have a downed player for Ankeny. Angela Wernow lost his shoe.
Allowing for substitutions. Manning comes in. Whereas Peters.
Apparently he needs to have a little better shoe game. Gonna have to tape those up. I guess that's not the first time he has lost a shoe. Play action for Nuss. Goes down the middle. It's got a wide open receiver. It's tipped away last minute by Nolan Dalton. Otherwise, that is 6 points for Adrian Braddis.
Good thing Nolan Dalton's 6'2" and not 6 foot, but he wouldn't have got a fingertip on it. But I think he tipped it just at the last minute. Super coverage there, getting underneath, tipping that ball away. But it's what they want. They would create, from a 1st and 10 to 2nd and 10. So the running game, they went out running. So here on that first down, they went deep on a pass route. See what they dial up on 2nd down.
2nd and 10, 3:46 to play, ball at the 45. Nuss gives it to Martin, who dances his way and is finally going to be stopped. Connor Kaiser had a hold of Martin first and just needed a little bit of help to get him down. 3rd and long.
Brought the blitz from the outside, trying to get a little more pressure on there. Another 3rd and long. Seeing what that looking has been out there on the right-hand side. That's usually a more comfortable spot for Nuss to throw the pass out there. See if he wants to go back to it again.
Akers across from Simpson here on the near sideline. Nuss looks that way. Now he's flushed. Wernow gives chase, throw across the middle, caught, and it's going to be short. Short of the first down. Martin makes the grab. Connor Kaiser on coverage. But if you're Johnston, you're going for this. 4th and short on your right side of the field.
Especially since you missed a field goal. But good rush there. We're now flushing Nuss out there. Nuss does a nice job getting the pass off, finding the receiver crossing over there about a yard short to see if they're going to run the ball here. Surprised we didn't bring Barku in here, but
they're not going under center either. Timeout. Johnston. Brian Woodley says, let's chat. We'll say, let's talk. Pay some bills. 2:30 to play. Ankeny leads 6-0.
National sales event is going on all month long at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Turbo Max with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Must trade 09 or newer. Must own and lease 09 or newer Chevrolet. New Sierra 1500s with 2.9% for 60 months. Available on all trends. New Jeep Gladiator with up to $7,000 off MSRP. And new Ram 1500s with up to $11,000 off MSRP. Every vehicle is tagged with one low price at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. DeArmondAuto.com.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west.
2:30 to play. Johnston going for it here on 4th and 1 from the Ankeny 36-yard line. Looks like the same formation as they did before. Hard snap count. Reassessment. Nuss gives it to Barku, who has the first down and more. He is all the way into the secondary down to the 25-yard line before he is stopped. Samuel Z and Samuel Sandvig. 1st and 2nd, Samuel make the stop. Ball at the 26.
Big push off that offensive line. Getting in there, creating a little bit of a seam for Martin there. So going with the running play.
Sometimes on those short 4th down plays, they can turn into be big. That one was. Barku again, the handoff. Spreads it out, comes near side, makes a cutback. Penalty flag comes in as Jacob Moorfeld. This one's coming back, I would imagine. There was a nice pull on the jersey right in the front where I have the glasses watching that play go through.
Yep, create that lane there. They like getting Barku to the outside, finding a way to get him to bounce outside, then find that small hole that he can cut up and pick up as many yards as he can. This would happen to a series, in the first quarter that Johnston drove down, got a holding penalty, got faced with long yardage, couldn't convert, then ended up trying a 47-yard field goal. So see if the defense can repeat that again to keep them from picking up a lot of chunk yardage here on this 1st and 20.
Clock starts, 1:45 to play. 1st and 20 from the 36-yard line for Johnston. Out of the penalty, they spread it out. 2 to the left and 1 to the right, or 2 to the right. Barku is next to Nuss. They go Barku near side at the numbers. And he is out of bounds at about the 30. Manning Allen also on that stop is Angelo Wernow.
In the long situation there, Ankeny went with a 3-man rush, so Johnston then can calls the play then to a running play to the outside, be that you have fewer defensive linemen. Really no defensive end on there, so see if Ankeny now is going to try and pinch that outside down to prevent Barku from picking up outside yardage.
He picked up 7 on the play, gets a chance again now to the right side as he gets to the outside, and Hazy grabs first and then loses track. Barku keeps going. Hazy's had a hard time bringing down Barku tonight.
Barku gets going upfield. He gets up quickly gets up ahead of steam.
And give that right tackle credit. I think it was LaPera who took Samuel Z out of the play there. Got him just enough to free Barku. 3rd and 5 from the 21. Final 25 seconds of the half. Johnston looking to score before the break. Nuss with pressure, throws, caught, far sideline at the stick. Enough for the first down, move the chains, 15 seconds. Jacob Moorfeld makes the tackle of Dalen Houston.
Houston, former quarterback from Marshalltown, came in here now playing receiver. Also brings a lot of athleticism to that receiver position out there. Just did a quick little out on that short yardage situation.
Johnson's going to take a timeout at 15 seconds to play before half. On the door, knocking here before half.
National sales event is going on all month long at Yarmouth Automotive Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Turbo Max with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Must trade 09 or newer. Must own or lease 09 or newer Chevrolet. New Sierra 1500s with 2.9% for 60 months. Available on all trends. New Jeep Gladiator with up to $7,000 off MSRP. And new Ram 1500s with up to $11,000 off MSRP. Every vehicle is tagged with one low price at Yarmouth Automotive Knoxville. YarmouthAuto.com.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside.
Southeast Polk leads Centennial 10-7, 21-10 Dowling up on Northwest. Waukee better than Valley 2 scores, 14-love. Here it's 6-0 Ankeny, but Johnston on the door, 1st and 10 from the 15. Play number 14 coming on this drive, which started back at the 8:11 mark of this second quarter. Huge drive for Johnston. Nuss looks to the near side to throw, flushed, and he is brought back down. He is sacked all the way back to the 26-yard line. Upabi Kaiser, and also in there was Easy Pinks for his first big play of the night.
Big play. That was a huge play, getting back there in the backfield, causing that first rush. He couldn't go anywhere as he stepped up. Then the rest of his friends came over and sacked him. It was a big play there because he knew with 15 seconds to go that we're probably going to get 2 passing plays out of Johnston. This puts them back, getting on the border of their field goal range.
Ball's at the 25-yard line, 35-42. Right? That's about what it would be.
Yep, about a 42.
But you're Johnston, unless you're incomplete, you cannot stop the clock. You're out of timeouts. Ankeny still has 2.
You can't take a sack, but it can end on a defensive interference. So looking at, they want to go either to the corners or to the back of the end zone. So it either goes out. You want to play the sidelines in the middle of the field unless it's right on the goal line. It's not going to be your best pass. So,
do you send pressure again?
I'd send pressure again. I'd say make the quarterback go back there because it has to be a quick throw.
Well, you can guarantee Akers is going to be on the field, and he'll be all over Simpson. That has been so far a good defensive matchup in favor of Ankeny.
Yep, because he plays to go out in corner and then bring the safety over.
But it's been Dalen Houston that has been the big guy.
Yeah.
So look for where number 10 is, and he is on the far side of that formation, right next to Mitch Nag. 2nd and 20. Nuss throws across the middle. It's caught, then down, and that is going to be, unless it's a first down, 2 seconds. How? Dylan Doherty makes the tackle. There's a problem. The clock is going to go as soon as it is set. Unless Johnston can quick get up. They have got to wind this thing. Somehow, the clock says 0. There's a penalty flag. Hold everything.
They didn't indicate it was a first down. They still had, well, they did say it was a first down. So the clock should have stopped.
Austin's trying to listen down there. Ankeny thinks that this is going to be an offensive penalty. Yep. It is going to be on Ankeny. And that is the end of the first half. So Austin Oliver has to make the quick run down to go find Jeff Bauer as they hold on. Bauer he's at the numbers as Brian Woodley makes his way out to the white hat to talk to Jeff Junker to get an explanation. So the new rule is the clocks it stops only to set those chains. It doesn't stop indefinitely until the snap on first down anymore.
Yeah, as soon as the chain is set, they wind and go. So it isn't like you're coming off an out of bounds where you have 1 second. So that clock is running even as your linemen are getting set in position. So the clock started moving before he even started the snap count. So I believe the time ran out.
All right, we're going to go down. Austin Oliver has Jeff Bauer for this quick interview.
Coach Bauer, a little bit of a good stand by your team there at the end of the half. A little bit of turnovers marred that first half. Tell me a little about what you saw out there.
Yeah, our defense is playing their tails off. They're playing awesome, playing with a lot of heart. We're flying around, obviously got a pick. Offensively, we've been a little sloppy. We have to correct some things at halftime and come out and start moving the ball a little bit more and sustain some drives here.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
And Austin Oliver with our coach interview with Jeff Bauer, the head Hawk. 80 yards of offense, Tim, for the Hawks, and they lead 6-0 on Johnston, who amassed 156 yards. Quick analysis here on this first half.
What a first half. It went fast. I think that the turnovers played a big part there that, Ankeny went down there, got down to the 7-yard line, and then threw a tip ball interception at the goal line. So that score would have been huge in this if they could have scored here. Johnston finding some movement there in the running game. The running game helped set up that passing game here at the end. So see if they want to establish that again, getting to the outside. Going to see if halftime adjustments, see what comes out in the second half.
We have an interview. You are going to want to hear this interview. Just Jordan Mullen, head boys track coach for Ankeny. I was ready to run through the wall once this interview was done. Tell me what superstar he looks like when you see the interview. Halftime, Ankeny 6, Johnston nothing. You're watching high school football on CISN.
Face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the car guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore.
Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now.
All the best brands and the best selection.
And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that.
Come see us now. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
We are at halftime of our coverage of high school football here on CISN, but what's a perfect time but to talk track? Let's go back in time and look forward in time. Jordan Mullen is he'll soon be the second-year head coach of the Ankeny Boys track program. Coach, first off, is there ever an off-season in track?
In the 4A level, no. A lot of kids single sport, a lot of things. I got a lot of athletes on the football field tonight. I got a lot of athletes also running cross country. So, to be honest with you, I don't really think there's ever an off season. They allow us to speed train year round because it's not sport specific. So, we're just trying to ramp things up and basically start where we left off last year.
Now, I just want to make sure, do you have any eligibility left? You look like you could still run maybe something or throw something.
I might, if I looked back, I might be able to pull a medical red shirt still if I put all my years together. So,
where are you from originally, Jordan?
I'm out of Atlantic, Iowa, is my home base. So
yeah, so you were a Trojan. Then you were, I believe, a Hawkeye.
Yep. Then I ended up having a decent career at the University of Iowa. Like I said, I never thought I was going to be a Hawk until I went and visited him. I held Woody off all the way till my senior year after football season myself, and I didn't get 7 miles out of town, and my mom looked over at me and said, "You're going to be a Hawkeye, aren't you?" I said, "Yep." So I found my home, and it was a good fit for me for 4 years.
Now, were you maybe more leaning like Nebraska because of geography, Iowa State geography, or were you thinking somewhere else?
I wanted to go out of state. My top two schools were actually Kansas State Wildcats for some reason, and then I was actually being highly recruited to Northwest Missouri State to dual sport in football and track. And after I got through football season my senior year, I love high school football still. Love watching the kids and all that, but I knew I wanted to go and just single sport in college.
And what was your event in college?
I specialized in the hurdles, and then my senior year I ended up earning a spot on the 4x1 team. So I started messing around with some sprints. And we had a pretty good team there that senior year.
You inherited a group of guys your first year that there's some fast twitch muscles in that group, and some of those guys are gone. But what was it like when you see this roster and you knew what you had last year when you took the job?
I didn't know what to expect. I knew there was going to be a culture change. Adam looked me straight in the face, said, "I want to make this a track school." I said, "Let's go do it." I love track. I eat and breathe it and sleep it. And when I saw what I had coming back before I even got hired, I have a little red notebook, and I do everything handwriting. The guys I coach with always make fun of me because I don't do spreadsheets. I don't do anything on the computer. It's I'll send them a picture and say, this is what I want done. And so I had a list of names, and I wanted to get to know the kids because I don't teach, I basically didn't want to skip a beat, so I got to know the coaching staff. They're phenomenal people, but it was very exciting because I'd been working to get to the 4A level for a long time, and I couldn't ask for a better spot than Ankeny to start out my career. And like I tell Adam every year, this is my last stopping point, whether I coach for 5 more years or 40 more years, this is it for me.
Well, you come to a place that does have strong track DNA, and since the split, it's been a little bit of a transition, and track the priorities have been different. There's been some great athletes, don't get me wrong, but when you talk about a culture change, what did you feel you had to do first?
We had to train track athletes like track athletes. I don't pick on football. I love football, but from what I had been told, the football staff was the coaching staff. So how I kind of interpreted it was another 3 months of football practice, and that's completely okay. They correlate very well together, and I'm okay with that. Coach Walls is a very good friend of mine. He's also my speed and sprint coach. He's phenomenal. But we had to break away from just training 100-meter and actually start training kids. That there's only 4 races that we can technically do the 100 in, and we had to branch off and get into our dynamic training, our speed endurance, and keep the speed there. But after the kids bought in, it was downhill from there. I mean, like I said, I knew that I had the talent returning. I didn't know how fast they would buy in, and the kids bought in. I think within. I would really put our turning point on the season was the Valley Relays last year. I told the kids we were going to go after a meet. We beat a very strong Johnston team early in the year, and obviously they turned around and nipped us at the end of the year. But I knew we had something there very special, but I think the kids saw it too because they weren't ready to win that meet. And they came up to me with about 3 or 4 races left, and all of a sudden it's like, we're in it, guys. We can win this if we keep winning races. And then you saw the whole team build in, and it was just absolutely phenomenal. I think that was our changing point last year in the season of when did we become a track team? And I'm going to go to that meet right there, the Valley Relays. It was a phenomenal meet, phenomenal day, and we went out there and we competed all the way to the end. We had to win the 4x4 to win the meet, and we ended up winning the 4x4 and took the team championship there. And like I said, the kids, the smile on their faces was phenomenal.
It's not the first track meet to be won on the 4x4. So you don't get style points for winning it like in the distance met or something.
No, and I know the kids bought into that pretty quickly. I knew it was a 4x1 school, and I came in where I started my coaching career. I was not blessed with raw speed, is like I like to call it. I was blessed with really strong farm kids.
Yeah. Where were you at? Where'd you coach at before?
I actually went back to Atlantic and started my coaching career in Atlantic. Okay. And we had a lot of fun there for 5 years. And but I was blessed with 2 4-runners. So then I was like, well, if we got 400 runners, we got to have a 4x4 squad. And that just kind of, I just got hooked on that race. And it was absolutely phenomenal. And I just always tell, like, when you have a 4x4, you've got a track team.
Now, I'm going to speak a little inside here on cross country. You got a one runner right now that has won a couple of meets, but it doesn't always translate because the longest race in track is a 2 mile. How do you get Mr. Zuber to be a good 2 mile or 1 mile, or maybe he's better at the 8?
Ethan Zuber speaks for himself. I can't say enough good things about that kid. I know I'm not his personal coach. John Lindemann is, but he does a phenomenal job with him. And the kid knows one gear, go. It doesn't matter if I put him in a 400, he'll run a fast 400. Yeah. He did speak for himself last year. I think he actually got overlooked because they had Heidish and Ford and Washburn from the eastern side of the state. He got overlooked, but you look into me being the track geek I am, I'm looking at already who's returning and stuff, and he's having a phenomenal cross-country season. You're 100% correct, Paul. We don't know if that's going to translate, but I know what he did last year, and I know what his goals are this year. he's going to be really tough to beat on the cross-country course first, but then come this spring, he's going to be even tougher to beat in that 32-16, and possibly we might have some tricks up our sleeves. We might be playing with the 800 a little bit too.
Nice.
So.
The guys we're seeing tonight on the football field, I know you got some speedsters there that contributed for you as well.
Yes. I'll start with Devin Akers. He was a kid that came out last year, just kept getting faster and faster and faster. And it translates right on the football field. He's a standout wide receiver. His favorite sport's football. He really started to enjoy track when he started to see the success we were having in the relays. And then it was just that trickle effect. Like I said, the kids gravitate to him. He is a good leader. So it's one of those things where he was having it. I think he built that football team side of speed and said, hey, we want to be a part of this. And I don't want to leave out Dylan. I always butcher his last name.
Doherty.
He's going to laugh about this. Doherty. Yep. And, he's going to be a key piece this year, too. He was just on that bottom brink. Last year was a real tough team to make. This is going to be another tough year to make a team on a relay. But he was around that brink. And then also Caden Hankus, he's a kid that got sick at the wrong time of year. And he got sick right before districts, didn't get to compete at districts. And then we put him as an alternate to see if he was going to be healthy enough, because we know he was fast from what he'd been doing in practice. And he came out, battled his way back, and was on a third place distance medley team. So, the list goes on the football team. I don't want to leave out my hurdlers. I got Landon Pote and Gavin Weiss, and I got two younger kids that are, Hayden Carlson and Sam Matson. I know they're in that sophomore JV group. But, I got a quartet there that's in the shuttle hurdle that went 59-44 without CJ Acola. So they're all coming back for the next 2 years. Like I said, the list goes on. The football and the track world correlate so well, and it's exciting. I can't wait for this season.
And it'll be here before we know it. So, Jordan, thank you for making time for us. The meets indoor will be here once we flip the calendar, and we'll be back outside soon for you. Thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you a bunch, Paul.
All right, Jordan Mullen, head track coach at Ankeny High School. Our halftime show continues right after this. You're watching high school football on CISN.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
New trucks are arriving daily during Schottenkirk Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Schottenkirk Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore.
Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now.
All the best brands and the best selection.
And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that.
Come see us now. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
You already brought. Halftime, Ankeny leads Johnston 6-0 on a missed extra point, couple of turnovers, interceptions. Let's see. We've had 3 interceptions, none of your garden variety INTs.
No, we had tip ball. 2 of them were tipped. We had one that was almost a pick six. We've had a one-handed, Beckman reception there by Akers, so it's been quite a first half that's moved quickly.
You talk about great catches. Devin Akers tonight making incredible strides defensively. Good good strategy to put Akers on Simpson. The problem then becomes, if you're Johnston, what do you do to counter?
I think what you do is, see where that double coverage is, because someone else is going to be open. We talked about Houston being open, so I think that may be where that comes in, because he's going to draw Akers, then the safety coming over. So see if they can exploit that. The running game came around when Baku came in there. He's got 10 carries for 60 yards here in the first quarter, so he was the spark plug that got that offense going a little bit in that last drive. So see if they want to go back to that and they can establish that again.
Johnston, 78 yards rushing and 78 yards passing. Can't get any more balanced than that. But it seems to be the run going to wear down Ankeny as this game goes on.
That was a long drive. That took up most of the second quarter there. So see if they want to go back to get the running game. But the Ankeny defense is playing lights out. They've had stops back there. They kept them out of the end zone. So it's kind of a flex, bend but don't break.
All right, let's go down to the field. Austin Oliver has Brian Woodley, head coach of Johnston, with us now. Let's go, Austin.
Coach Woodley, a little bit of a sloppy game on both parts, both offenses, both defenses. I think most of the offenses kind of got going there as the second quarter kind of came in on both teams. You guys had two good drives there. What did you tell your troops at the halftime?
Well, I told them there's still a lot of football left. Our goals every game are to play clean football, number one. And we had 2 turnovers. Thank God our defense came up with a big turnover from them on the goal line. But it's about not shooting ourselves in the foot. We get a good play, comes back on holding or a pre-snap false start, and then we got I really felt that we got a couple seconds taken away from us there toward the end where I was going to try to get some points. So, we just got to come out in the third quarter and do what we do and do it better and execute.
Barku, you got him in the game and seemed to have some success with him. What did he bring different to your offense that kind of got things going for you guys?
Well, sure. Menson's a good hard in the tackle kind of runner. Barku, he just has a little bit more patience, a little bit more quickness, and overall speed. Just brings a different element. Wanted to give them a different look, and they both complement each other. We're going to need both of them to hopefully come up with a big play in the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Half number 2 comes your way right after this. This is high school football on CISN.
Face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the car guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today.
Johnston leads Ankeny 17-7 in time of possession, Tim Halbert. 8-minute, almost 9-minute drive to end the second quarter. Johnston gets the ball to start the second half. What do you do differently if you're Johnston? You heard Coach Woodley, he's got faith and loves his guys. Nobody talks up their guys more than Brian Woodley does over the years.
Yeah.
He's got great players. I buy into what he says. Barku's a guy that's been hard to bring down. Do you keep going him or do you go with the bruiser Martin?
I think you go back to Barku. I think using both running backs. They've tried getting the deep ball. Ankeny's done a good job of not getting beat by the deep ball. Let them take the underneath, take the little outs there so they could be patient with that, sustain drive. The Ankeny defense was out in the field for a long time. They have to come back and see if they can make another stop.
We will step away for one more minute and get you ready for half number 2 as the Ankeny Hawks and Johnston Dragons roll on here on CISN on a Friday night.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Ankeny comes out to kick it away to start the second half. As we take a quick look at half, Ankeny in the first half, no catches for Ermeyer, 6 rushes, or 1 catch for Ermeyer, 6 rushes for Hankus, 15 yards. Anderson, 2 carries, -3 yards, but he does have the game's only touchdown. Akers tonight, 3 catches, 46 yards. Larmy, 2 carries, 12. For Johnston, Barku, 10 touches, 60 yards. Martin, 9 carries, 27 yards. 2 catches by Houston for 20. And then Simpson tonight has 5 catches, 49 yards. He's getting his stats, Tim.
Yes, he is. And looking at the time of possession, but also the number of plays, Ankeny's only run 20 offensive plays here in that first quarter. See if they want to get, it's almost a 2-to-1 play ratio.
Harrington puts it halfway into the end zone, and Barku cannot return that one, and Johnson will bring their offense back out. We got a little clarification from Austin Oliver at the end of that first half what happened. It was a first down. Johnson came up to the line to snap it. The clock did start, but the center fumbled the football, and then the quarterback, Nuss, picked it up and spiked it. It was going to be either a penalty on the center or on the quarterback, is the way Austin Oliver explained that to us. Is that how you remember his?
Yeah, I think that's it, because the clock does, once the ball is set, the clock starts again because there wasn't a timeout.
Look for Johnston. Let's see if they open things up here. Martin gets the start back at running back. They go Martin right away on the run pass, and he is stopped. Connor Kaiser right there at first contact. Had a little help from Easy Pinks, getting some action here tonight. We've seen Pinks, number 31, come on and off a little bit more tonight. Again, Coach Bauer says we just need to find some type of pressure in that front defensive line. The quick pass is thrown out to Martin, incomplete. Also in there is Makai Johnson. He's on coverage on that near side. Running in now, too, is Jeremiah Peters. And the nickel package comes onto the field.
Off the left side, they're blitzing. We're now putting a rush out there, causing Nuss to release it a little bit more. They're getting a good rush on him, not as accurate on that little flare pass to the outside there, so bringing up a 3rd and long.
Kinnick Voss back into the game at that cornerback position. He is guarding Nathan King at the numbers on the near side. Nuss with time, throws downfield. He's got a man wide open if he catches it. And he does, all the way up to the 43-yard line. What a play. And it's the guy that has been the hawk killer tonight, Dalen Houston. Jacob Moorfield makes the tackle along with Dylan Doherty.
Put out there, wasn't sure that he caught it. He landed in bounds, but he just stayed in bounds long enough to get the first down there. So good coverage there, underneath and over the top, but perfect pass and catch.
Pick up of 35-yard line, or 35 yards for Houston. They go jet sweep the right side, and Martin is just absolutely ripped down by Manning Allen. There's Allen making his case for more playing time.
Yeah, Coach said that he's been stepping up, playing better. They have to get him back in there, playing in a nose tackle position, but that is just willpower. When you're a nose guard that can get that kind of rush and slant and you get into the backfield, because you have to get through all those big guys there. So not a big player, but plays like one.
Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12, 10:46, ball on the 45-yard line. Nuss gets Martin in his left hip. Passing situation, spin out, roll out. Throw caught by Simpson right at the 43-yard line. Quick tackle made. Jacob Moorfield takes out the legs of Simpson after a gain of about 3.
That's about the only way to bring him down. Moorfield's not a small guy. He's 6 foot 180, but when you see a 6'5", 230-pound receiver out there, the best thing to do is take his legs out. So good open field tackle. Kept the gain to only a couple yards, so bringing up another 3rd and long. last time Johnston went deep. See if they want to do it again.
Look for Dalen Houston. He is on the far side of the field in single coverage with Moorfeld. Simpson down here, the first one off the line of scrimmage. Nuss with time, throws back towards Houston, down the sideline, he has him, but he overthrows him, incomplete.
Yeah, he was looking for him all the way, never looked over on the right-hand side of the field there, was looking out there, thought he could replicate that again. Coverage was much tighter, all he could do was throw it out of bounds. Now it creates a punting situation for Johnston, so Ankeny made the stop.
Hawks will send back in punt coverage. Back to kick for Johnston is Will Safras. And before I get too deep into it, I want to thank the Johnston Parent Committee on the football side for the help in some information and pronunciations of the team. That punt is going to bounce at the 5, and if the Hawks will not catch a break, it's going to be down. No, it's going to be a touchback. Johnson just came in a little too fast. Too much track speed there, Tim. Coach, you heard Coach Woodley talk about it this week. He says, we're just athletic. We're great basketball, great baseball, track too. I mean, they've been outstanding in track, and he's a track coach, so he loves to see that.
Yeah, I'd still be running if I had to be done on punting coverage there. But no, it's great to see these athletes, playing multiple sports. So they do transcend over there. I think one builds up, wrestling, track, basketball, baseball, all this, hand-eye coordination all goes together.
Larmy in the backfield with Anderson, 1st and 10 from the 20 on the punt. First play, quick throw out to the far sideline. Caught. And not much more for the Hawks. They get maybe 3 for Evan Erlmeyer. Jacob Helgeson was there for Johnston.
Erlmeyer's been quiet today. Usually he's been, one of the key receivers. Maybe getting him involved a lot more might open up the offense, come back in and do something with Akers again.
Ankeny about 3.6 yards per run play, 13.1 for pass. They go Larmy underneath, who bounces off like a pinball, and then he is just ripped down after forward progress is made. Bali was there, and I think Tay Proctor.
Lucas also came in there, grabbed him, says, "You come on back here." So that's a good run there. Like it looked like there'd be a pass play, but got some good positive yards out of there. So it brings up a manageable 3rd and 2.
2 receivers left and right for the Hawks. Larmy to the right side. In motion goes Erlmeyer. Fake the run. They go to the man, Erlmeyer, who catches it, and he keeps his balance long enough to get the first down at the 32-yard line before he's out of bounds. 1st down and 10 for the Hawks. Move the chains at 8:32 in the 3rd quarter.
That's a lot of respect for that defensive line of Johnson, that they get off the ball, they control it. It's hard to run against them, so that the fact that you'd pass on a 3rd and 2 shows respect that Ankeny has for Johnston.
Before the snap, we have a whistle. Coach Woodley was able to did he have to call a timeout?
I think your player encroachment on the defense, they might have.
Sideline warning on Johnston.
Usually this is after they've been warned once, so now they've called on them again.
I tell you what, Austin Oliver, I get all these text messages in the middle of the game. This guy he's got the fastest fingers. I believe he's had daughters, and they're faster texters than sons. Mine is extremely slow. Apparently the coach was in the lineman's ear. Hankus makes the grab. Similar play that we saw to the other side of the field, this time to Hankus, to a running back, trying to get him in motion, tackle Barku at midfield.
It's a long time to set up that play because you're throwing from the far hash to get across. Hankus had to reach down to catch it, so it didn't set a knee down, so it just going to take the timing off that play.
Heck on center, holds position, looks to the right. Now Anderson to the sideline. A.J. Heck at center surveys things. He's ready for the snap. Anderson, quick throw far sideline. Caught by Akers and no further gain. Right there is J.J. Shaw.
Shaw he's great in coverage. I think Shaw has been tight end receivers. They aren't getting any yards after the carry. That is another long throw out there. So,
by the way, Johnson has the best football names right now. J.J. Shaw. Gosh. Trey Proctor. Don't even get me started on D'Angelo Barku. My goodness, I love it. 3rd and 4. 7:25 to play third quarter. Bunch receivers to the left for Anderson. They go Larmy to the right side. He's going to get the first down. And that was Carson Sommerfeld out there on the block. Also for Ankeny, Jack Dorfler had sealed that end.
They're stopping. They have not indicated first down. They're going to look like they're going to probably do a measurement. I thought he had it and got pulled back.
I did too. I had the glasses on that one, and it looked like he was passed. And we are getting now Jeff Junker. Our umpires, Chris Thomas, Tyler Eason, and Mike Lawler on this crew. Tyler Eason, a basketball official. I like to see him doing football as well. 1st and 10 from the 43, and the Hawks move, go right back.
You have hard count there, and Akers took a little lean forward, cost him 5 yards.
Mason Randolph puts his head down, and he's like, it's all right, bud. Shake it off.
Yep. See if they want to go stay with the same play call there. They had trips out here on the left.
Drive that started back on their own 20s at the 48-yard line of Johnston. 1st and 15 for the Hawks. Anderson with time throws it. It's caught by Randolph at the 45-40. Makes a move to the near sideline. Goes down at the 35-yard line before Barku makes the stop. Close to a first down. All the way up to that 35-yard line. Pickup of 12.
Yeah, big play there. He came back for the ball. He was wide open there. A good read by Anderson to find him.
Hawks go tempo. They go back underneath Caden Hankus, who just puts his shoulder down, keeps his feet moving, gets a little help. Jacob Yanni makes the stop. Also, I want to say that was Tristan Mullis who is helping on the block on that play.
Well, since the big linemen get those baby bulls up there, get him moving forward. They love to do drive block on there, pick up a couple yards and getting the first down.
Tristan Hill is actually who I'm looking at. Handoff, Hankus underneath, gets through the line, still on his feet, almost popped it out, down to the 25-yard line. Hawks grinding it now on Johnston as towels are coming over. Had a chance to see the linemen today at the pep assembly. There's some big dudes. I just sat where I'm at, just said, I'm not going to look you in the eye. I'm just going to keep it honest.
Could you imagine feeding those guys in your house?
Man. Handoff underneath. Larmy gets his way through, and he just about broke that one as well. The Hawks seem to be on the door, Tim, of breaking some of these tackles. 1, maybe 2 more attempts. Jeff Scott the stop for Johnston.
Matches to the same side. You got Evan Spence at 255. You got Jack Dorfler at 265. If my math tells me correctly, that is over 500 pounds of linemen going forward.
Heck snaps it. The give is to Hankus up the middle, darts it to the outside and dives forward. Before his feet leave him, Tay Proctor is there for Johnston.
The 15-yard line. Tate, I think, caught around the ankle, so he bounced to the outside. But they're finding something on that left side of the offensive line that there's no tight end help out there. They're just drive blocking and creating holes.
Hawks have thrown it wide on a couple of times tonight. What are they setting up here is the mystery with Brady Walls as the offensive coordinator. Anderson looks to the right, now calls for it. He's looking to throw. Now he runs to the right side off his back foot, throws to the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. Penalty flag comes down right in that area of holding.
Yeah. Cook was on the rush there. I think he was held a little bit. Especially when it was on the outside there in the offensive tackle. It's out there in the open, line judges are going to see that. The backfield judge actually called it.
Pleasant Valley leads Cedar Rapids Prairie now 14-3 in the second. Linn-Mar a touchdown better than undefeated Bettendorf, 14-7. Holding is called on Ankeny, so it'll go backwards. City High now 9, Iowa City West 0. Waukee leads Valley 17-7, Dowling 21, Waukee 10. And still Southeast Polk leads Centennial 10-7. Here it's 6-0 Ankeny. Hawks had a couple of interceptions. They were able to cash one of those in for points, but missed the extra point. Johnson had a near 9-minute drive to end the second quarter that ended in no points. Hawks have it, 2nd and 19. They go Larmy. Shifts one guy, falls forward inside the 20-yard line. Hodap is there for Johnston. They're going to say he's down at the 20.
Yep, spin move there. He almost got out of the grabs of Hodap. So get a 3rd and management. You want to pick up a few more yards. You want to stay, at least get him more in field goal range. But splitting their receivers out, empty backfield to see what they're trying to create, what kind of passing coverage you can dial up.
Anderson, quarterback draw, steps in front of it, and he is going to fool no one. Man, he is going to take a shot. Cohen Mack was there first, and Anderson was able to get a yard to the 19. It'll be fourth and about 12.
You're going to spread that defense out there. Quarterback thinks he's got a running lane, so what they do with that four-man front, you bring three guys rushing, one person stays home just in case they draw. That was Mac's job. Read it really well. Tackle the quarterback for no gain there. Keep it to a fourth down.
Harrington on to attempt a 36-yard field goal out of the hold of Jet Each. The kick is up, and it is good. Hawks lead 9-0. 3:49 to play here in the third quarter. You're watching high school football from the Central Iowa Sports Network here at Ankeny City Stadium.
75 years, Holt Service Trucks have hit the streets of Central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
12-play drive ends in a 36-yard field goal for Ryan Harrington, and the Hawks lead 9-0. That kick takes Barku 3 yards deep into the end zone, which is right in front of our man on the sidelines tonight, the ever-fast on the fingers, Austin Oliver. What do you know, Austin?
Well, good drive by the Hawks to start out the second half there. I think that the big thing for me was the penalty on the sideline maybe for Johnston. Was kind of in a key spot there to get him get that drive, kind of get that one going. So I don't know what was said over there, but something obviously got into that linesman and he threw that flag. So,
hey, Austin, who's the fastest texter in your house?
I got a 19-year-old daughter,
yeah.
So she definitely is, but I'm getting there. So
there you, super fast,
yeah.
Keeping me updated. Appreciate it. Austin Oliver tonight on our sideline. 1st and 10 for Johnston, 3:48. And it is going to be Manning Allen right at the point of handoff. Menson Martin had no chance on that play.
Yeah. Manny Allen, coming in, the junior, doing a great job filling in there, finding some spot duty, but he's worked his way into this rotation, doing a great job for the second. That was a slow-developing draw play that he read really well. 7-yard loss on that, so Johnston find themselves behind the chains.
Way behind. It's 2nd and 17. Nuss rolls out, buys time, throws to an underman, not even close. He was trying to find Adrian Braddis, and it was well short of the mark. I'm not sure Johnston's been behind the chains like this many times this season. Nuss is throwing for pretty much his life every night. He had 40 passes for 40 of 69 completions for 667 and 7 TDs coming into the game tonight.
One thing I think that the Ankeny defense, the rush has got him moving a lot more than he's comfortable doing. He's not setting his feet. He's finding rollouts to go out there. He's a good rollout passing quarterback, but he's getting a lot more pressure than he's anticipating.
Morfeld on Akers, and the screen goes to Barku. Great play call down the far sideline. Barku is going to bust this thing wide open, and he is going to go to the house. What a play for Johnston. The screen to Barku.
That's going to go down as a 78-yard pass play, but it was a screen over the middle, and it was probably 77 of it all on Barku, and he outran everyone.
Get 87-yard touchdown score for Barku. It only needed to go 4 yards, but they had been waiting all night for that screen. Ankeny over pursuing, and they got caught on that play. Saffris's extra point is good, and we have ourselves a ball game. 9-7, Ankeny leads. 2:54 to go here in the third quarter.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should.
Let's see this screenplay again. Right there, couple of big blocks, and Barku doesn't need much. There were 4 red jerseys, maroon jerseys, right there at the point of reception, and there was no chance to catch Barku.
Barku's got some wheels on him. Once again, that's one of the few mistakes I've seen. When you have a big rush like that, actually the screen call was perfect against a big rushing defense, but you got to keep someone back as that safety valve, like Johnston did that one play before, to watch out for that screen or to shadow that running back coming out of the backfield.
9-7 as the ball fell off the tee. It's reset back up. Safris, low liner taken at the 10-yard line. It's Voss, makes a move up to the 30. He'll get driven back right there and no further. Austin Oliver, you blink and you miss that play. All of us. Barku's speed looks good from up here. What's it look like from down there?
I tell you what, perfect play call. You guys talked about that in the break as well. That rush came. I was watching the rush come from the left side of there, and he just tossed it right over the top, and just a beautiful play. I mean, you guys called it exactly right. He was in the end zone in about 3 seconds, it seemed like.
Nathan Jenkins, the stop on special teams. The Hawks bring their offense back out. Let's see if they grind or score. I think they take points any way they can get it. They lead 9-7, 2:47 to go here, third quarter. Erlmeyer and Hankus and now Randolph all come back into the 3-bunch formation to the near side. Play action, Anderson with time. Throws incomplete. I think getting a hand on it is the guy who scored the touchdown, Barku.
Yeah, Barku's all over there, really smart, very good against the run, likes to tackle, likes the contact. Throwing into the short side of the field into a lot of coverage, that's similar to where that interception happened here on the goal line. So see if they want to, Akers has been shut out a bit here in the second half. See if they want to find something to go to him.
He has single coverage on the top side of the formation. Play action. Anderson throws, caught Erlmeyer, and then he is just popped again. Guess who? D'Angelo Barku.
Picked up 4 valuable yards there to make it 3rd and 6. Erlmeyer hung on to that after taking a really good shot. He's that little sneaky guy that comes across the middle that's willing to sacrifice to make the catch. So what can they dial up against his defense?
3rd and 6 from the 35. Hawks need to get to the Johnston side of the 40. Anderson, 3-step drop, throws it up in the air. Erlmeyer had no chance. Interception by Johnson at the 50. Now comes to the near side. It's going to be returned all the way down to the 20-yard line. Tanner Downs, the INT. It's now 2-2 on interceptions for each team, and Johnston is knocking on the door with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, 2 receivers too close. There was 4 defensive backs there. Really kind of unfortunate throw. Luke kind of threw it up. If you're going to throw it up there, throw it to the sideline so it lands out of bounds. But yeah, no choice but to pick it off there. And Downs took it and then not only intercepted it, but returned about 20-some yards to get great field position for Johnston.
There's the play. That's one of least zippy balls Anderson has thrown. You talked about he threw it into lots of coverage, and it had a lot of loft.
Yep. Throw it where either the guy catches it or it goes out of bounds. So that comes with experience under pressure.
1st and 10 from the 20. Nuss Pitch on the ground. Ball's loose. And the Hawks have it back in one play. Angela Wernow, I believe, is who picked that up for Ankeny. That's the first time we've seen the pitch. And they're all celebrating with Angelo. Yeah. Angelo's giving pizzas out to everybody. What's the matter with you? That's turnover.
Angelo's been in the backfield. He read that well. That was a slow developing, toss play back there. He got a hand on it. One thing here, you don't want to go to concessions, after a change of possession because you're going to miss a big play.
Or flip to another game.
Right.
Stay with us. 9-7, Ankeny has the ball back. I had a feeling this game was going to be close. We've gotten our money's worth so far tonight. 9-7. Ankeny with the ball. Larmy gets the handoff and breaks half of a tackle before Jacob Helgeson. Helgeson's just everywhere. Austin Gray back into the action. Didn't know if we'd see Austin tonight there. He's up on that right defensive end. Had that injury against Cedar Falls.
He applied pressure last time, had his hands on the running back.
Hankus goes in motion. They go Larmy back underside. He gets in front of his backer. Summerfeld, if he can get Summerfeld out, wait half a second, that might have been a touchdown. Larmy gets the first down across to the 45-yard line before Tay Proctor makes the stop.
Gave Proctor a ride there. Tried to bulldog him down. He tarried for the 5 yards, picked up the first down.
Hawks go tempo at 1:06 to play third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 44. Back underneath Larmy at the point of the line of scrimmage, and then he is hit by the linebacker. Barku, the last one off the pile, of course. Also, Nathan Lucas from that interior line position.
An odd spot. They moved the ball back by a yard.
Hankus waits for the block, and then coming up, first contact was Tay Proctor. But that is close to the first down. Now that ball, which I thought should have been back further, was moved forward.
Left, right, left.
I heard a guy last Saturday use that exact. I was like, is Tim calling this game? Left, right?
I have to give credit to John Madden. Says, he'd be up in the booth. He goes, that's how they run up there, and they run at the ball. And if they mark it with their right, depends which side the field is. It depends which foot they put up last is where the ball, you can move the ball forward or back.
Guess what? It's not going to matter. There's a penalty on Ankeny.
All that description for a penalty.
Yeah, right. Right.
But once again, they're finding running room on the left side of that offensive line behind Spence and Dorfler. Give A.J. Heck credit there as a center, getting a lot of push there.
Yeah, and I had on the injured spot Austin Gray, and he was hurt in that Cedar Falls game, and then I think it was re-aggravated last week against Valley. Both those games are really tough. Hankus gets ahead of steam, gets into the secondary. He's across midfield into Johnston territory, and he has a first down! Pickup of 11 before Barku comes back into the ball game, who was maybe shaken up just a little bit on that interception. Hard to ring that kid's bell, but that's one of the best runs we've seen out of Hankus all season.
Great little inside trap play there with Dorfer. I think Mullis was in there too, but that sprung up in the one gap in there, taking up the middle.
We've played 3 quarters, one more to go. 9-7 Ankeny here from Ankeny City Stadium.
National sales event is going on all month long at Yarmouth Automotive Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Turbo Max with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Must trade 09 or newer. Must own or lease 09 or newer Chevrolet. New Sierra 1500s with 2.9% for 60 months. Available on all trends. New Jeep Gladiator with up to $7,000 off MSRP. And new Ram 1500s with up to $11,000 off MSRP. Every vehicle is tagged with one low price at Yarmouth Automotive Knoxville. YarmouthAuto.com.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west.
Ankeny Centennial took a 14-10 lead on Southeast Polk. That might be the first time Southeast Polk's trailed all year, except that I think when Ankeny was up 7-0 here. But then Polk came right back and now leads 17-14. Dowling has now put a little bit of space against Northwest 28-17. Valley scored 17-7. Bettendorf has now come back to take the lead on Linmar 21-14. Bettendorf might just be one of the top 4 teams in the state. I think it's hard to argue against Southeast Polk and Dowling Catholic right now, Tim.
Yep, and Bettendorf's undefeated. They're 3-0 out there out east, so we don't get to see them very often. But they're back. They traditionally been a powerhouse out there along the Mississippi Valley.
Randy Scott was the longtime coach who took over for the even longer coach, Merv Hobenecht. It took me a minute. I was like, I'm going to remember Merv's name.
Good one.
Tuvel Stadium there, just off of 18th Street in Bettendorf. Great place for a high school football game.
If you had Merv on your player bingo tonight.
We have had 3 great quarters in the sense of it's close. But has it been a good football game, Tim?
I think it had. These guys are playing lights out. These guys are making athletic plays. I think the athletes. We're seeing turnovers because such good athletes. I don't think it's just so much that they're bad plays out there. It's sloppy plays. So they're playing at a high intensity. You know, Ankeny knows there's a coach says a big difference between 1-3 and 2-2, especially in this league. So they're playing, for a better playoff spot.
Hawks bunch up 3 to the right side. They go underneath with Larmy, who's tripped up but then makes his way out, pops another one off. He had looked like a human video game character right there. Boing, boing. But doesn't get much more than a yard. And Barku is slow to get up and then shakes it off and walks back normal.
Yeah, he stuck his head in there and took a shot. Came back, slowed down Larmy to keep it only for a 2-yard gain.
Looked like Mario there bouncing. Pick up a 3, 2nd and 7. Sommerfeld in motion. And before the snap, and I think Hawks jumped.
Yep,
Hawks have really hurt themselves tonight with penalties.
Yeah, once you go there, you have that guy in motion. You get set. You can't move again, and then it just takes a little bit of a flinch. So wipes out that 3-yard gain, so now you're behind the chains a little bit. You don't want to get too greedy here, but you want to pick up something that gets you into a third and 5 or better.
Make it 2nd and 12. From the 47. Erlmeyer in motion. Fake the jet, go back underneath Larmy. Meets a couple of white shirts, gets through up to about the 40 before Nathan Lucas. What did you picked up a little intel about the defensive lines in this contest?
Yeah, I have a friend that started watching the game as well. He said the defensive lines are getting off the ball. Obviously, Johnston is too, but Ankeny is doing a great job with that 3-man front, changing up their blitz packages, getting a 4-man rush, but not sure where it's coming from at any time.
3rd and 6, handoff Henkes. He escapes one and still on his feet, has a first down across the 30, down to the Johnston 30-yard line before he is brought down in the middle of the field by Bali and Barku.
That left side of that line from Heck to Dorfler to Spence, that law firm out there, they're driving. There's been a lot of holes out there. Once again, that Henkes gets out there, picks his way, cuts, goes north and south without dancing too much, but ensure to get the first down. Before that, the big thing is they picked up about 6 yards to make it 3rd and 6 to make it manageable instead of trying to do something past down the middle. So they've been patient in this offensive drive.
See what Ankeny does on first down. They go on the ground to Henkes. He spins his way. So, Tim, great point. Think about 3rd and 6. Ankeny, a lot of teams feel 3rd and 6 is pass only tonight. Ankeny doesn't feel that way. Why are they able to feel confident with 6 yards to go?
They found something there at the halftime adjustment. They're doing that. We weren't running the ball very well in the first half. They come out in the second half. There's something on the right side. There's a blocking scheme. They picked up a technique. Without the tight end, they're really using a 3-man blocking technique on 2 down linemen. You think they get a linebacker up there, but they found it and they're taking advantage of it until they stop it.
Larmy, the handoff goes to the outside. Sommerfeld leads him a little bit for a moment, and then, well, Larmy's still on his feet. By golly, he grinds his way down close to the sticks. And I could not tell who was there first for Johnston. Looked like maybe first one there was Lucas and Helgeson also in there. So one thing, Tim, too, Ankeny's offense on the field is keeping Johnston's offense on the sideline.
That's very true. And now you're getting into closer to that field goal range. You're at the 21, so see if they can get this 3rd and 2.
They stunt on Larmy. His second effort, he gets the ball to the 20. I think he's going to be short of the first down by maybe 1 yard.
Depends where they mark it. I thought he was a little bit closer than he dove for it.
All the way back.
Might have had a knee hit down before he reached forward. So do you go for it here? A field goal would give you a 5-point lead.
Which
you feel that you're driving the ball well enough with your running game that you're going to go there and take a go for it.
I think 5 is nothing to you. You got to go for the 6. Anderson hard snap before this. Play clock down to 5. Ankeny is not going to snap this football. At the 8:15 mark, they call timeout. 9-7, Ankeny with the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And they really.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. FlexBuy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Guess the strategy, Tim. Is Ankeny committed to the run or setting up something with the pass?
I think they're committed to the run. I think I think that Johnson's going to be looking for that pass. You do have single coverage down here in Akers. He's wide open. They bunched the formation, so see if they want to do something, a slant in there. I think the running game's been going well enough.
It's Henkes around the right side, dives for the 20, and he has the first down. So, a little bit of the bunch formation. Everybody was in there but Akers. And they run the wide toss sweep to get the first down.
And also, here's a nice play fake there to Larmy. They dove, the linebackers came up. Just enough space there. That was a big 3 yards run for Anderson to get the first down to keep this drive alive. Clock keeps rolling. Here in the 4th quarter.
7:59 to play here in the contest. Anderson looks over to the side. Hawks now a little more deliberate here.
Using the play clock.
Larmy next to Anderson. Larmy gets the call, gets the yard or the ball inside the 15 before he takes down Cohen Mack.
Whether we don't talk about, Carson Summerfield from his tight end position has not caught a pass late, but his blocking up there, he came from the tight end position, came in behind the tackle, created the drive, the push of that pile. So once again, the blocking of your tight ends can be critical to go along with your offensive tackle. So, but one thing we talked about earlier is, are they falling asleep on Akers?
Hawks have been showing pass formation. They go Larmy underneath, and Bally wraps him up. But, man, somehow Larmy's able to keep his wits about him and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Still picked up, 2 yards. Now you're still in that 3rd and manageable. We were talking about earlier is that they really not looked at Akers or Earl. Are they covering or is it pulling the safeties out there? But I would be surprised if you get this fake in there. Look for something deep, but the running game has been going well. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to Larmy again.
Randolph split way far to the left. Akers to the right. 3rd and 3 from the 12. Hawks look at one play, get another signal from Brady Walls on the sideline. 3 on the clock. 2, snap. Larmy underneath. Larmy through the middle. 10, 5-yard line, and that's a Hawk first down. Oh, what a play.
Helgeson had the tackle on there, but he drove through it. That was been one of the best driving runs I've seen from Larmy in a while. Took it up there with authority. That's when the offensive line says, I don't want to see a pass play. You got them. They're lathered up. I have to use that. Now, that offensive line is lathered up. Now, they said just run the ball. Don't even pass it. They're ready to go.
At the 6:04 mark, Tim Halber gets in lathered up. Hawks have it first and goal. Larmy gets the call, falls forward, and lands in the end zone. That's a Hawk touchdown.
Big drive. I don't know. They started back here off that turnover from the linebacker. 8-minute drive. Started at 1:53 left in the third. They score here at 5:55 for a touchdown, no field goal.
The rare 15 on the board at the moment. The kick is up from Harrington, and it is good. Hawks lead 16-7, 5:55. Can't wait to see how this one ends when we return. This is high school football on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of Central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Week 4 is an extremely revealing week as Harrington kicks that somewhere towards School Street. My goodness, he booted it. Austin Oliver, you've been watching this contest. They went away from you on that play. What'd you see on that drive?
I tell you what, they just committed to the run. I mean, that interior line, it was all inside tackle. We had I think the only one that went outside was that 4th and 1 to, I think it might have even been a wildcat. I don't know if that's what that was on that play, but everything was right up inside the tackles, and they just, that's where they ran in the first half and had a lot of trouble with it. But, man, they just pounded it and pounded and pounded and then finally had some success there.
13 plays, 56 yards, took up 7:58 of the game, and it ends on Larmy's second touchdown of the year. Nuss is chased all the way back to the goal line. He shakes Aguirre, throws it downfield, and I think it's intercepted. I think Ankeny has the INT, and they do. How do you do? Jacob Morfeld, the pick.
Let's give credit. That's all started with Leo Aguirre putting the rush on there, causing Lucas Nuss to go back to the goal line. Then he threw it up down the sideline. Not high enough for Simpson to come down with it. Moorfield steps in front of it, kept his position, did a very good job, and picked it off.
Aguirre gave chase. Let's watch the replay here. There's Aguirre, almost gets Nuss back at the goal line. Then it's a back foot throw, and it was intended for, guess who it was intended for? Dalen Houston. It's the second option. Great job, guys. Jose, our director tonight, with that one. And the Johnston fans starting to depart, sensing this game has gotten away from them. A lot of football to be played. 16-7 our score. 5:45, a 10-second drive for Johnson. Larmy gets the call on first down and gets up to about the 40. Wrapped up Colin Hodap right at the line. We have a stoppage of play. Johnston takes a timeout at 5:39. We'll take a look at other scores when we return here to Ankeny Stadium.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore.
Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Time of possession has been in the favor of Ankeny. Johnston has had under 3.5 minutes of possession for the half. That is opposite of what the first half. Remember, a nearly 9-minute drive ended in no points to end the first half. Ankeny's playing keep away with 5:39 to play. Hankus gets the call and is wrapped up at about the 38-yard line of Johnston, and another timeout for Johnston. All right. A couple of things I need to clean up here. Tackle by Tanner Downs for Johnston. So Johnston's playing, they want the ball back because it looks like field position. If Ankeny's running it, Ankeny will have 3rd and 6 out of this timeout. 3rd and 5 is the scoreboard. Ankeny feels confident in that, but Coach Woodley thinks if I get that ball back at 5.5, I'm either going to have it at worst at the 20. Because it'll be a touchback,
and they get the big play receiver. So, of course, Ankeny would want to punt it out, but this is manageable for Ankeny. They've been running the ball quite well. I see that they want to keep it on the ground. They want to keep the clock running. Make Johnston burn that last and final timeout because they're on that odd number. They're 9 points down. So they still need 2 scores. So you still need 2 possessions with no timeouts left. That falls in the favor of Ankeny.
After the game tonight, Coach Jeff Bauer is going to get in the car and drive east. Son Jace plays for Central Michigan, and where do they play tomorrow? One of the greatest.
The Golden Dome
in South Bend, Indiana. Anderson to throw, far sideline. Akers dropped it. Absolutely dropped it at the 32-yard line. Would have been short of the first down, and the Hawks have got to punt it, and Akers was maybe too wide open.
Yeah, I think he knew that if he just caught it and ran up, he just had to run it forward. But what that does is now Johnston doesn't have to use a timeout.
Doesn't have to burn a timeout.
So it saves the timeout for them. Clock stops at 5:26.
So now Akers has a chance to redeem himself with the punt. He'll stand back at his 47-yard line of his side of the field. I don't think he's going to give J.J. Shaw much of a chance to return. We'll see if he kicks it away to a corner. And he does. To the right hash. Shaw gets away from it. It's going to take a Hawk bounce, and it's picked up at the 5-yard line.
Perfect pooch punt down to the 5.
Oh, it was actually 18 who dropped that. Yeah. That was Mason Randolph who had the incomplete.
He's been wide open on a couple of plays that they've gone downfield. He's just done that little bubble route by himself.
So have there been an offensive line players or somebody that has stood out to you tonight that was in a lather mostly?
You're looking at because they're seniors. I think right now I'm looking at the left tackle Evan Spence, number 73, and the center A.J. Heck. Those guys, A.J.'s going to Iowa State, for business, and then Spence, track guy, throws a shot.
Nuss on first down. It's dropped. Incomplete at the 10-yard line. They were trying to go to Nathan King on that play. It'll be second down.
But for the offense, those are two that the running backs have been split by committee. They've been taking advantage, doing a really good job. I think Larmy's done a great job running here with the turnovers. But I think those two linemen have done a great job. They took over the second half for the clock and for yardage.
We're getting just a little bit ahead of ourselves. A lot of ball game. 5:15 to play. Nuss on second down. Throws deep down the near sideline. Goes to Simpson. In and out of his hands. He was going backwards, falling out of bounds. Almost an impossible play. Akers, Doherty, and... Can't tell if that's Sandvig. Yes, 9. Sandvig. 8, 9. My eyes, Steve. Come on, I'm trying.
Yeah. He's going to draw double coverage. A good play there that Akers just got in front of him like you do in basketball. You front the person getting the lob pass, getting his hand up there, not allowing him to get an easy catch.
3rd and 10. Nuss from his own end zone throws, caught by his receiver at the 15, and escapes. Still on his feet, King, and then he is dropped by Samuel Sandvig. Sammy boy!
He said, that's enough of that. And he came up there and just said, we'll just put a stop to it. So, and he came up there and put a lick on him, but he was looking for open field. He cut back to the inside. I thought he might have a lane out there, but Sandvig did a job of just going, okay, this play's over.
Johnston to go for it on 4th down. 4th and 2 from their own 15. Nuss, high snap, gives it to Barku, who escapes and gets the 1st down.
Barku's been the one that's been able to move the chains for them, so I'm surprised we don't see him more in this drive. But by doing that, what you do is that once that chain is set, the clock's going to keep running. They got that one timeout left, but they also have
Allen and Sandvig make the tackle. On the screen, they go back to Barku, and then it takes 3 Hawks to bring him down. There is a penalty flag from the near side. Sandvig and Doherty were on coverage there.
I think they're switching defenses. 2 players trying to come off the field that didn't get off in time in front of the snap, so I think they're going to get it with too many men on the field.
Boy, Hawks are running a lot of bodies here. So it'll be 1st and 5 up to the 35-yard line. So Johnston will keep it, or they could decline it.
Well,
right?
He had no gain, so they'll probably take the penalty and have a 1st and 5 versus a 2nd and 10. The defense is going to want to keep everybody in front of him, so these 5-yard gains don't hurt them because the clock will keep running.
Nuss looks to the right side, throws, and it was thrown to a guy in a red jersey, almost intercepted by Devin Akers. So normally the defensive backs are the guys playing D-back because they don't catch the ball.
Right.
That time the receiver playing D-back has it go through his hands. 2nd down. 3 receivers to the left for Johnston. Nuss with time. Throws it downfield. There is nobody home, and nearly putting the Jets on to try to make that close was Jacob Moorfeld. Hawks feeling a lot of swagger right now, Tim.
Yep, King and Hudson both cut their routes off, and then Nuss was going deep, trying to throw into the coverage, but overthrow it. So now you got what was a 1st and 5, brings up a 3rd and 5.
3:58, clock stopped on the incomplete pass. 3 receivers to the left side. Barku gets the underneath handoff. Makes a nice cutback, and then he is quickly dropped at about the 38-yard line. Easy Pinks makes the tackle.
Especially when they only got 5 yards to go, I think that's a smart call is going to Barku. But now the clock will run with the chains are set, so 3:47.
1st down for Johnston. Nuss looks near side, caught at the 40, and then dropped. Hawks are getting a little aggressive going for that football. Dylan Doherty there. Also, Easy Pinks on the completion to Nathan King.
You want to be disciplined to make sure you get the tackle and not just go for the big hit.
16-7. Here comes some pressure. They go down the near sideline. Man's turned to the outside, or the pass was thrown to the outside for Houston. Incomplete. Coverage from Jacob Moorfeld.
We've seen a lot more of Houston in the pass route here. He also is a taller receiver. He's at 6'5", so see if they want to bring. It's really been Barku, and Houston and Simpson really on these main drives. That they're their go-to players. See if they want to pick somebody else out to make a big play.
Tino Day lines up on the near side. He is on the line of scrimmage right next to Nathan King. 3rd and 2. They give to Barku. Sweep right side, and he's dropped. Wow, who got his hand on him?
Aguirre stuck his arm out there. So pulled him down in the backfield. So nice job by Leo Aguirre.
Now let's remember, Leo played basketball all summer with the Mexican national team. They just needed him out for football to chase the defender. It takes a little while to get up to speed. You think he's up to speed now?
I think he chased him and he caught him, so he did a good job. Using those rebounding hands he has to catch a running back.
4th and 3 for Johnston. Nuss with time, caught, and still on his feet down to the Ankeny 40-yard line. Kinnick Voss makes the stop of Nathan King. Johnston has life at 2:37. What almost an INT.
Pinks had his hands on it, just couldn't quite get that. King was surprised the ball didn't get tipped and landed in his hands, so he take it upfield for the first down.
Nuss with the snap of the ball, 3-step drop, sets his feet at midfield, now flushed from the pocket. He is going to be dropped. Wernow misses the tackle. Nuss, and then Moorfeld comes through with the shoulder and just absolutely lights up the quarterback for a gain of a yard.
So I don't know if Wernow gets the assist, there for Moorfield to come up. And Moorfield, the DBs are coming up. Now, was he out of bounds or stopped? There's a flag on the play.
Where is the flag at?
They stopped. The officials are talking.
Well, because the near side official never he never signaled to stop the time like he threw the flag. And also the Ankeny Hawks were all told to get back behind the white line. They don't want to have a sideline warning.
But I don't see any flag in the field unless it happened on the sideline. But I don't see anything there that there was a late hit or because he was still in bounds.
This is where Austin Oliver is texting us. I think we're going to find out. This might be taunting on Ankeny. Oh, holding. Defensive holding. Always that tricky one when we can't figure out what else to call. Is that what that is?
So trying to set the clock. I don't know if too much time came off the clock because it's still running, so they want to reset the clock correctly. So they're saying it should be 2:01 on the clock.
Now it's 2:12.
2:12 they called it. All right.
1st and 10 from the 30. Johnston with lots of life here.
The Ankeny defense got a little more discipline. They're not doing the big hits, but you're looking at make sure they stay in front. The clock is your friend right now as they're trying to drive the ball.
Barku in to block for Nuss. Nuss with plenty of time. Now he's going to tuck it, get to the 30, 20, 25, 15. Pushed out of bounds at the 10 by Connor Kaiser. Nuss has taken a couple of shots, but Nuss picks up almost 20 yards on that play.
Nuss keeping his cool back there. He had plenty of time. Did the smart thing, got out of the rush.
21-yard pickup for Nuss. He's keeping his team in this game. We're under 2 minutes to play. 16-7. Johnston feeling it. If they can score here in the next 30 seconds, onside kick. Nuss, throw to the end zone. Simpson outside shoulder incomplete. He's looking at the official saying, hey, this 11 guy had my jersey. And Akers put the sash down and threw the sword into the side.
I think they're giving just a little bit of hand checking going on there. Didn't impede the progress of the receiver, so bringing up second and goal from the 9.
1:55, 2 seconds come off the clock on that play. Barku now steps up next to Nuss. Nuss throws the screen, caught by the lineman and dropped. And the catch was made by Mason Roethler. Now Jeff's got to add a 54, and we have a downed. And now we have a flag. This is going to get out of hand real fast. All right, Austin Oliver, I know no need for you to text. I'm just going to bring your mic up. Try to just keep us in the conversation here. What the heck's going on?
Well, that was a screen pass to Barku, and Barku got out there, and that lineman just happened to turn around, and the ball just lit right in his hand. So I'm guessing that the lineman catching a pass, I think that's a penalty, isn't it, on a play like that?
Well, if he reported, and I didn't hear it, if he had reported to be a receiver, I don't know if we can see the replay to see where 54
but he's
lined
the center.
up. He's the center, right?
Yeah, there's no way. I mean,
he'd have to be an outside tackle.
Yeah, it was just a.
Okay, he shoves his guy down. Yeah, he picks. Yeah.
But he's behind the line of scrimmage, but that still would not make him eligible receiver.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be an ineligible receiver, but heads up play by him.
Now let's get to the next. Is this going to be a penalty on the Ankeny sideline? Then the second flag. that is the flag they threw that sits at the 20. Are you able to make sense of that one, Austin?
I didn't see that one at all. I just see the one on the 20-yard line. I think that was thrown after the play because I think they were kind of surprised at what had happened because Barku was right there. And then I think once they sorted out that it was a lineman that caught that ball, and it's 51 that's down on the field for Johnston.
Anthony Kiantamba, a returning starter in that left tackle, 6'2", returning tackle from the state semifinal team from last year. He has been down. They have brought over a cart just in case. They tried to get him up a little bit and no further there. So the officials, Austin, are still talking at the 7. I don't think they've had any resolution yet, right?
I don't see. One's without a hat, too, so I thought, no, he's just holding his hat. It looks like they may be going to wave off the flag. I think that's the motion he just made, but I don't. It's definitely got to be a flag. Like 54 can't catch that ball, and there was no tip on it. It threw it right to him. But Bowers getting an explanation right now, so I think they're going to pick it up.
Sideline warning on Ankeny. And that's the only penalty?
So
okay.
Unless they're saying the lineman caught it behind the line of scrimmage, that he's not ineligible.
Okay. And the screen, that's usually where it is.
Yeah, but then again, he got tackled, so is there the clock stopped for the injury? There's not a first down, and there's no penalty. Does the clock start on the wind, or is Johnston going to take a timeout? Because there's no reason for the clock. The clock is stopped for the injury, which is correct. But a tackle in the field.
Big hand on the crowd here for Anthony Kiantamba, the 6'2", 285-pound senior. He is helped to the cart. I don't think that he's having the greatest time right now. Every time these bubbles come up in front of us, I'm just like, am I watching Lawrence Welk? Did you have Lawrence Welk on your bingo card tonight?
No,
so
I
Merv
did not.
Hobenick and Lawrence Welk, Steve. What other old references shall I give? Oh, don't even look at
But
Jeff.
the bonus spot was lather up, so for those people are thanking me for that one.
Let's take a look at some other scores here. Southeast Polk and Centennial, that's still a good game. 24-21, Rams hold the lead in the fourth. Dowling has now defeated Northwest 31-17. Waukee leads Valley 24-15. Bettendorf leads Linmar 21-14. PV getting a little closer, Prairie is. That's still 21-17, Spartans with the lead. City High 16, Iowa City West 8. That game in the fourth. Johnston tonight offense has been 345 yards of total offense, 109 rushing, 236 passing. Take away the 87 yards, and it's only a 150 passing game for them. As we see two officials there, and on the far sideline, Brian Woodley is getting talked to by the white hat. Ankeny's offense is at 86-yard passing, 143 rushing for a total of 229.
Especially discussing that once the ball is set and they go into field of play, that the clock is going to start on their mark.
And there's Brian Woodley, and he's looking at, I think you're right, but usually when you're the coach talked to first, it's not in your favor. Is that?
Correct. Yep. Yeah, generally speaking, yes. Here's what's going to happen, Coach, so you don't have to lose it. We're going to tell you what's going to happen. So as soon as they hit the mark, because they're calling it a completed pass, there's no penalty on that. So the ball is at the 7, at the 6, 3rd and goal from the 6.
But
no, the ball is back.
Ball's back at the 11, and now Jeff Bauer. All right, I'm going to bring Austin your mic back up again. Let's see if you know anything more.
Yeah, I just heard the explanation given to Woodley here. It's going to be illegal touching for the catch, and it's only a 5-yard penalty. So there was a penalty for that. So I think that's where the ball's moved back, and I'm not sure what it's going to do with the down.
Still second down. Replay the down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but at the 16-yard line. So I think we've got everything set the way it's going to be. So it was a penalty on the illegal touching. let the referee explain it.
And then the sideline. All that for second down, ball at the 16.
Everybody's rested now.
Okay. Catch your breath. All right, Austin, thank you. Good job, camera. Good job, everybody. Keeping us informed. 2nd and 16. That's second goal from the 16. Nuss with time. Looks to the end zone. Throws that way. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. The intended receiver was Simpson. Getting his hands on it was Devin Akers.
That's 2 drops by Akers when playing defense.
What's the deal with this kid?
It's got to be your own jersey. It has to be. Yeah.
Look at him shake his hands like, I don't know what
I'm the pass catching specialist, and I've dropped 2.
I'm not used to it thrown this way.
Yeah. But it brings up a 3rd and 16. He's getting plenty of time back there. There's no blitz there. They're looking at spreading the coverage out. Look for Houston on the backside and the right side, far hash.
Lots of defensive backs. They go Barku out on the open, and he is going to get nowhere. And let's see. 50 was there. That's Jeremiah Peters. Sam Sandvig was there. They had only 2 guys rushing. And the Dragons, they need 2 scores, are going to try to kick a field goal here with Safris of 31 yards from the far hash.
The key is you have to make the field goal for this to work.
Clock moving, 1 minute to go. The kick is a line drive that goes through the uprights. So step 1 done for Johnston. They have scored. 56 seconds. We'll take a quick timeout. 16-10. Back at Ankeny Stadium with what should be a fun final minute.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service
Johnston is going to line up to obviously kick and attempt an onside kick as Ankeny leads 16-10.
So Ankeny calls a timeout, wants to see the formation of the kickoff team to make sure that the players know their positions, what's going on. No one deep. They had someone standing at the 20-yard line, so fully expecting something, a pooch kick. And typically the first line of guys coming down there not going for the ball, but they're trying to create blockers to let the second wave come in to receive the ball.
Pleasant Valley adds a score to now go up 2 scores on Prairie, 28-17. Polk still leads Centennial, 24-21. Here it's 16-10. 56 seconds to play. Will Safris is going to line up to attempt the onside kick. Right there in the middle would be Devin Akers, Connor Kaiser. And then on the far sideline where there's a little more player, remember, Hawks can touch it at any time. The ball is bounced, it's loose, and it is picked up by
Looks like Ankeny has it.
Boy, oh boy, that almost got ugly.
The first receiver went for it, and
Hankus
it didn't get it. He's a hands guy, but it had not gone the 10 yards. So now we're looking at taking a knee.
Johnston can stop the clock once, but at 55 seconds, and the student body breaks out the "I believe we have just won" chant. The Hawks are going to go to the victory formation for the final 55 seconds of this one. This was a grinder.
From the get-go.
Jeff Bauer told me earlier in the week, he says, if you would have told me we were going to be 2-2 with the schedule we had, I would take it every single time. And they are 53 seconds away from being 2-2 after facing number 1, number 2, and now currently number 4, beating Centennial, and another top 10 team in Johnston.
Johnston, I think, came in at number 6. So, yeah, this is it's the gauntlet, you have to take every game as it comes in. I think that's, both teams are playoff quality teams. They're playing a tough schedule. They got through the first third part. So they're growing, to see, are you managing your injuries well, playing in different systems coming in. So both sides played well. Like I said, it's very athletic on both sides, causing big plays and making some spectacular tackles and runs. So doing a tremendous job.
Luke Anderson, the junior, will go under center. Take a yard back, take a knee. It will hurt his yard average, but he will not complain. The Hawks are going to have to take one more snap, as there'll be about 8 seconds left on the play clock. The Hawks next week will go on the road to Iowa City West. Johnston will be at home with Waukee. Then they play Southeast Polk, Council Bluffs, Abe Lincoln, Urbandale, and Sioux City East. So they have a couple of tough games left there with Waukee and Polk. Ankeny will be at Iowa City West, home with Prairie. And then they'll be home with Liberty, at Valley, and then home with Cedar Rapids, Washington. The final 8 seconds tick off the clock. The Ankeny Hawks improve to 2-2. Johnston falls to 2-2 in an exciting contest. The Hawks win homecoming 16-10. Our post-game show will begin right after this. You're watching high school football on CISN.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore.
Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now.
All the best brands and the best selection.
And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that.
Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Ankeny with the win, 16-10 on homecoming tonight over previous number 6 Johnston. The Dragons fall to 2-2. The Hawks improve to 2-2. This was a game that was a grinder the entire way. And we are going to find Austin Oliver. He is making his way towards a couple of players. I know you got a couple of media outlets here that might disrupt some post-game things. I know Austin's trying to find the lineman. He's looking for the guys lathered up, Tim.
I think they're all lathered up. These guys are going. But the two bigger guys, I think I'll look at the seniors like Spence and A.J. Heck really did a good job. And wondering what they had at halftime that they came out and they decided that was where they're going to go.
And that's who we have, or the offensive lineman, as Coach Bauer calls him away. And he's going to go. Let's go down right now to the field.
All right, I'm here with Evan Spence and A.J. Hulk. Let's go ahead and face the cameras here, guys. Tough first half of running, right? Second half, you guys just really willed your way and just got inside those tackles and just ran the ball and just stuffed it down their throats. Talk to me about that second half.
Oh, when you got two great running backs like Daniel Larmy and Caden Hankins, it's really easy to run the ball. We didn't do our jobs in the first half, but second half, we knew what we needed to do. Our defense stepped up. We knew we needed to score points, and that's what we did.
Yeah, just really a turnaround of halves. Wasn't a ton of yards, but you guys just really set the tone for the second half.
Oh, yeah. Thanks to Brady Walls, our offensive coordinator. He's been doing a good job all the time. Great running backs, just kicked it up in the second half and then got going.
All right, we're going to try to grab Manning Allen here too, but I'll let these guys go and get over to your huddle. Okay, Manning's right here as well. I was just talking to your big boys on the offensive line. Not your typical nose tackle right there, Manning, are you?
No, a little small compared to everyone else.
So talk to me a little bit about what you guys did. You guys were in the backfield pretty much the whole game there, just disrupting things. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Just relying on the linebackers behind us to get through there. We were blocking the gaps in the O-line and making it easier for our people behind us to get through.
Well, nice job, Manning. I appreciate all you guys. You guys have a great game.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, that's Austin Oliver. And Austin left out one detail with A.J. Heck on his pants. I was in looking at him. There was a lot of blood on that. So I don't know AJ had a cut of some kind. His right hand had a tape there. So,
or maybe it's theirs, the other teams. You never know. But I have a tear in my eye. We had Lyman up there, so I am a happy man right now.
Oh, man, as Coach Bauer and the Hawks are huddled there between the 20 and the 30. Let's take a look at some stats. Just a note here. We're still keeping an eye on that Centennial Southeast Polk game. Centennial has the ball with 5 seconds to play. What yard line are they at? They're at the 50. So it's going to take a Hail Mary for Centennial to pull this one out. But let's take a look at some stats here brought to you by our friend Jeff Martins, who's been great all over tonight. Let's start with Johnston, who was your winner offensively. 236 yards passing, 16 of 34 rushing, 29 carries, 109 yards. That's a total of 345. Barcoo, 13 for 77 rushing. Martin, 12 for 20. I don't think we saw Martin in the second half at all carry the football, but maybe once. Receptions tonight, Barcoo, 2 for 89, 87 of them coming on one play. Houston, 3 for 55. King, 3 for 31. Simpson, 5 for 49. That might just be your stat of the night.
That's surprising. 49 yards out of Simpson. You told me that at the beginning. I just had that probably off of only 1 or 2 catches. So great job bringing Akers in to cover him. He was covered the whole night, double covered. No one else really stepped up. I saw the Barcoo rushing the ball. So moved the ball, but couldn't find the end zone.
Double-headed rushing attack for Ankeny tonight. Hankus and Larmy. Hankus, 13 for 42. And Larmy, 19 for 103 and a touchdown. Anderson also had a touchdown. Receiving tonight, Akers, 4 for 50. Randolph, 1 for 13. Erlmeyer, 4 for 17. He is going to be sore in the morning for the shots he took from Johnston's defense.
Yes, he will be. I think that's it. The Larmy, he got over the century mark in rushing, but a lot of that happened in the second half. That got behind that line. They found something on the left side. They stayed with it. And also, it took a lot of time off the clock, which really put them in the advantage. Once they had a one-score lead, they were able to control the clock.
Well, Austin Oliver is down there, and I think I see him. He's trying to make one more attempt as the coach is making his way around. Let's go down to Austin Oliver with one more interview.
Coach, character-building game, I think. Talk to me a little bit about that second half.
Yeah, I'm just so proud of our guys. I mean, I said our defense played great all game, and we took the next step. We challenged these guys like, this is our coming out party. It's time to show what we can do. Obviously, Johnston's a great team. But then our second half, we said our Hogs took over up front. I mean, we moved the ball, we ran them. Laramie and Hankus were outstanding, but it happened because our linemen were getting movement, and we're physical.
Yeah, I think that commitment to the run, because the first half it didn't move as well as you probably would have wanted to, but in the second half you stuck with it and just knocked them around.
My offensive coaches, we made an adjustment. We knew where we had to attack, and they did it, and we stuck with it, and it worked out. Obviously, the kids perfected it. So
yeah, well, thanks for the time, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good night.
And now he's got to hop in the car, and I'm pretty sure the car is going to drive itself after a win like that tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a much, much better ride all the way to South Bend to get there for the big game tomorrow. So good luck to him and to Jace. Hope he gets into the game tomorrow, against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I asked Coach, I said, when's the last time you've been to Notre Dame? And he says, well, I was there once when I was a scout for the Jets. But he goes, I've not sat in the stands. It's going to be a different experience.
Yes. So good luck to him. Enjoy tonight. Try to get some rest, and safe travels.
Centennial's final effort falls short. They will come up 3 points shy of tying Southeast Polk. So Polk holds on for a 24-21 win. Dowling 31, Waukee Northwest 17. Waukee leading Valley. Valley on the precipice of falling to 0-4 to start the year. Waukee 37, Valley 15. Linmar had a lead at half, let it slip away. Bettendorf, the Bulldogs, improved to 4-0 with a 21-14 win tonight at Linmar. Pleasant Valley leads Prairie 28-17. That's in the fourth quarter. Iowa City West trails City High 23-8. Iowa City West is the next opponent for these Ankeny Hawks, where they will be next week. Our game here is scheduled for Des Moines East and Centennial. East tonight was playing Cedar Rapids Jefferson, and that could be a mismatch with East.
Jefferson's really come back from was 0-9 team last year. I think they were coming in undefeated tonight, so they have done a tremendous. I think there is a former Hawkeye linebacker, I think, is helping coach, Cedar Rapids Jefferson. So, no, a great game tonight. I think this is Joe will do this. Both teams come out 2-2. They're evenly matched coming in, and it went down to the wire. I'm
looking at the administration team for Ankeny High School there, and looking at Nick Nelson, going, what was he thinking tonight?
Yeah.
Like this was the I sure hope I like administration, because man, this would have been a fun one to be on the sideline tonight for him.
Yes. So, great turnout by the fans tonight. And congratulations. You got Noah making the homecoming court, so it's a big night for the Yeager family.
It was. Noah, was on the court today, so that was a fun time. Dance is tomorrow night, and what the principal said today to all the kids, be safe. Have fun, be safe, and that's what you want everybody to do. And the Hawks are celebrating tonight. Johnston, this is one of the Hawks' best performances. I mean, that Centennial game, I think just a lot of things, like he said, a coming out party. I think everybody's going to take notice now.
I saw a bit of a weakness in the defensive secondary against the Southeast Polk. They shorted up tonight. They played much better coverage, didn't get beat deep, contained the big receivers. They got dinged a little bit with their running game, but they made adjustments at halftime. Teams that make adjustments at halftime come out. They did on the offensive line. Defensively, they got some rush on there, and came away with a win, creating turnovers that we weren't going to expecting out of this quarterback.
Ankeny wins tonight, 16-10. That'll do it from Ankeny Stadium. For Austin Oliver, Tim Halber, I'm Paul Yeager. Thanks to Jeff Martin, Steve Hartley, Jose, Reese, and Luke for their work keeping us informed and on top of things tonight. Ankeny 16, Johnston 10. So long from the City Stadium in Ankeny.